Welcome everyone. First block of the weekend, Combo Breaker 2025. And of course, here on the TNS channel, we have to start it off with the one true game. My name is Proxy. Joining me on my left, it is Brandon, but it's a different Brandon today. BMan, the big hero, my boy. It's so good to see you.
How's it going, everybody? My first time being on the commentary block for Combo Breaker. This is a dream come true for me. And of course, with the only game that matters, the only game that's tried and true to my heart, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Thank you guys for tuning in so early. We have so many games to go through, and I wouldn't want to be here with anyone else other than Proxy. Thank you guys so much for having me here.
Like I said, good to see you. Glad to have you on, and we are going to be taking quite the journey. It is going to be Marvel vs. Capcom 3 as far as the eye can see in its entirety today, with top 32 and top 8 kicking off early in the day tomorrow, as well as a little bit later on, maybe a little bit of an auction tournament at 7 p.m. Make sure you're tuned in for that. But for now, we are going to get into round one pools.
Yeah, absolutely. So right out the gate, we have early players like just coming in, getting the practice in. And of course, if you aren't here, where else would you be? Combo Breaker is the place to be for next level competition. We have guys like Wedge, No Life. We have even newcomers like X-Man Chris is here. We have TJ, of course. No need for introductions for most of these players, but of course, new names that I haven't seen before, and I'm actually really excited to see brand new players come up to the stage.
No, definitely agreed. You know, I appreciate the humbleness to not list yourself. Also,
look,
top 8 BMan.
I'm sure I'll let someone else to say my name absolutely later. So you know, I don't want to put myself too much out there, but hey, top 8 last year, but hey, I'm commentary this year. That's the upgrade.
Hey, we'll see it though. We are going to get our first match coming up already. It is going to be Eon coming up first here. Again, round one of pools, getting it started off. And one of the nicest things about round one pools, I feel like a lot of the times, is that we get a really good character diversity a lot of the time.
Absolutely. Yeah, you never really know what you get when you have like these first early stage of the Marvel scene, but you know, for these guys, you know, I'm not really too familiar with them, and I'm especially when you try to go for like something like the Rise of Rookies, you know, like someone that's like getting a lot of like new players involved. You know, just even seeing brand new names to this day, it's like it's just so a breath of fresh air and so refreshing to see for every year.
No, definitely agreed. But we'll see who they bring to the table here with MT Beck, 2012 on the other side. Two players I'm definitely not familiar with. As we said, you know, this is just the beginning. We'll be getting some matches here in and here out as we start to get to those qualifiers. Things might get a little more cutthroat, but for now, you know, we're just cruising.
Absolutely, yeah. So, of course, we have these first block for the pools here. We have so much more Marvel going up until, as you said, the auction tournament, which that one I'm hoping not many Deadpool Dantes to be driven up like last year. I'm not going to disclose how much I made, but I didn't get any of it back. So I didn't get any of that back, so hopefully that's fun.
Oh, man, we'll see. Look at the team comps here so far. So we got Wesker, Doom, Virgil coming in on the left. I definitely do like the team. It's a little awkward because Wesker doesn't quite kill a lot of the top tiers on that first touch, but he does make up for it with control and neutral and being a pseudo X-Factor anchor himself if like a snap were to happen.
Absolutely, and we also have like a point Dante shell going in with Virgil and Doom, which is another good Dante team, but really you kind of want to have yourself like be really catered to like an anchor type of position, but right now we're already going to get a hit with Dante and almost got the kill, but it's dropped.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest things for Dante a lot of the times is that as long as you survive 99, he's not the worst point. It's just the value of his jam session so much.
Absolutely. So it seems we're going to get the extension, going to spend the bar, and Dante's kind of low on health. We really want to make sure we get him back nice and healthy, but we're going to actually get right into the double trigger. Nice, here we go.
I think calling it a DT is very smart. Like you said, get that jam session health back. Tries to go for the jump S, but it's a little wide. Scrambling between the two, but the jump S finds the mark.
Okay, all right. Not gonna actually honestly spending the X Factor there. You only have a bar, but now you're having Doom coming in with an up TAC, and now another up TAC.
I respect that, level 3. No, you don't get to the ground in time. I wasn't sure. It's rare you see the double up TAC in a Doom.
Yeah, I think he thought he was a little getting too close to the ground. Didn't quite convert.
Still all right, though, floating in the air. A lot of these jump S's I would like to see switched into Helmbreaker because it does have a better vertical hitbox for these types of situations.
He does play Dante, in which S is the Helmbreaker. Maybe he's forgetting that he's got the wrong code on.
That's
got to be the only reason I'm thinking of, but we're going to go into the Dimension Super, spending the X, making sure we get the kill on Virgil.
Yeah, smart call, and he's going to go DT once again. Chucks the round trip, finds a hit same side, but unfortunately things go a bit astray, but a nice little pickup.
Yeah, not quite able to get the conversion from there. Had to go straight into the gun loops in that regard, but now we're putting it to the corner, and now, honestly, this kill should, the touch should kill Virgil, spending all 3 of the resources here.
I like that too. Went for the simplest possible variation of the comp. Going MH Killer B into Prop Shredder is like the undroppable route.
Absolutely. But now what is the play here? Tries to maybe go for the Acid Rain, a little bit too in the corner to even get that going. But of course, 2 boots in a dream, not quite converting though.
Too far twice in a row, still has X and finds the standing hit. Keep it safe, keep it simple. That should be the closeout of game 1 here for MT Beck.
Yeah, straight into the $1 million. Not even going to spend the X Factor, just mash on the $1 million. And that's the first game. MT Beck looking like it, a team from 2012, making it work here in 2025.
That's true.
I think it's so meta. I like that.
Any 2 trenchcoat characters with Doom is a 2012 ST.
Absolutely, yeah, that's why we got mixed at the start. It's like, who's who? But it seems like Wesker once again getting hit. Point Dante still seeming like it's working for MT Beck.
Yeah, things were a bit delayed there, but it's not going to matter too much. It's not going to be enough to kill here, even with optimal sword loops from Virgil. So get as much damage as you can, leave yourself in a favorable situation. I still like this. Ooh, I like it less.
Yeah, I like it less, especially when the drop hits happen, but unfortunately not really quite a punish from Eon. But we get a birthday situation. What can we do from here? Still get the pick up on Virgil. No super, and Virgil gets the kill on Wesker.
And I think that they got kind of confused there. A lot of the times you want to go for the legal man as often as you can, as we do find our foot dive. But Gunshot doesn't OTG both. So
right,
it's better
absolutely.
to go for super in the air, maybe pop an X Factor up there, you know?
Right. And now X Factor coming from MT Beck. Gonna catch it in with the Dimension Slash. Gonna have to JC right into the $1 million, and that should hit. Right, here we go. We have Plan A, as we call it. Plan A is now in effect.
Oh no, and Plan A's gonna find that first hit, absolutely, pops the X, and got that second, the last second hit. Normally that's a godsend, but this time it drops the combo.
Yeah, it seemed like maybe he was too prepared for it to go down to the ground to get the pickup into super, but a little too high. But still has X Factor, not quite able to kill. Ooh, that could have been a happy birthday situation, not quite.
Still okay, just up, back, and out of trouble. X Factor's almost out, even with Dante dying, still favorable here for Beck, I think.
Okay, raw launch, but of course, you know, we have the priority of the buttons, but then we have 3 bars. Wasn't going to cash out of the super, knew it wasn't going to kill, but 1 mix-up on incoming should do it, and we're going to get into the Devil Trigger. Recover some of that red life.
Oh, but the foot dive crosses up, and unfortunately, that's another tough thing you have to remember is when you throw round trip, it needs to leave Virgil's hands before you cancel, or you'll actually cancel it out there. So as you saw, DT, unfortunately no round trip, things just don't go your way.
Yeah, absolutely. But now we get a little, finally actually seeing Wesker play a little bit. It seems like, yeah, raw launch, we're getting in there.
I respect that. Listen, that's a pretty safe launcher.
It does have a lot of recovery frames on other ones, so may as well throw it out.
Got the hit, probably not gonna X. Yeah, gonna hold on to it.
All right, tries to establish a little bit more with Acid Rain, but Teleport's trying to get in there. Tries to get the punish on Wesker, but Wesker finally going to take a character here. Let's see if the point will actually do any more work here.
Ooh, and that's why we want Helmbreaker a little more often. As you saw, even there, it was a cross-up connection. Found the launcher to save themselves a bit, but things are getting a bit hectic in the corner.
Barring a bar, but tries to crouching M. Even that can sometimes anti-air, but a little bit too far. And now we got Devil Trigger, of course, trying to get more of that red life once again. Not quite able to get the hit, but we meet up with an HS, and we convert.
Pops the X as well. Is he going to try and put the exclamation point on this one? I like it. And an X Factor 2, absolutely.
That was not a 2012 combo. that was 2013. We upgraded a little bit.
Oh, no. But unfortunately, the 1 year forward's not going to help out here in this pressure
No, he pressed. Oh, my goodness. No, he pressed to try to get out of there. Spending 4 of his resources, but X Factor is still in effect.
Not what I was expecting.
Oh, man.
Oh, ends up working out beautifully. Catches the launcher, still has X. Gonna have to pop it here and finds a cross-up. What a gift.
Just a little bit too far to actually get anything off of that, but the forward foot dive, we actually can kill on optimization here. Gets the 3 bars. Will he get him into the corner enough? A little bit too far.
Oh, no, and Virgil, winnable all of a sudden, but the...
Oh, no! Too far!
Missed the OTG.
Oh, is that punished? Yeah, Eon taking the game. Absolutely. Slobber knocker of an ending, but they are absolutely having fun. They are enjoying themselves. That's what we like to see.
Hey, that's the energy I need here in round 1 pools, baby. Stay on medium, but touch too far. Max distance, crouch light. Very nice to go for crouching medium as well in the standing sequence as Dante. Very smart.
Unfortunately, a very skilled combo. Oh, actually gets a little bit of a neat extension, but not quite able to finish it, but still gets the opportunity for the reset.
Yeah, sneaking in the legs touch. Very, very nice. Kind of running away with this one here. $1 million, certainly enough to kill. And now the age-old question, what's the mix-up, man?
It seems like he wants to establish a little more neutral here, and that's totally fine, but still wants to press the advantage. With 2 bars, you can always bring in Virgil safely, but honestly, now he's just getting the straight hits and another conversion.
Yeah, doing a really good job. That's one thing that's an important skill to have as a Marvel player is being present even when you drop, because your positioning matters even when the combo doesn't go your way. And we're doing a great job of finding touches and, picking up the pieces off these broken situations.
Yeah, Eon also going for double TAC, does not want to have any more resources going for MT Beck here, but gets a foot dive of his own, but not quite able to convert, goes for crouching H instead, and Dante is making it work here. Only one character left, we'll move forward in the bracket.
Oh, teleports and finds the hit, has the resources. If we have a decent combo here, we definitely have the kill.
Oh no, it's just the hammer, he got the double jab. He must have went in a different direction here, but now Virgil is in effect, tries to bait out the down teleports, but not quite able to get it.
That'll chip him though, chooses not to X Factor here, so now 2 characters between Eon in that game 5, and there's another clean hit.
Oh no, had to go for the pickup here, but not quite able to get it, falling down buttons. X Factor's just about to run out. We pop X Factor, we catch with the crouching H, MT Beck. I didn't say that he won yet.
No, still not done yet. DT activation, getting a little bit of red life back. No, the plasma beam finds the mark.
MT Beck taking it 3-1 over Eon. That was one of the entertaining sets of all time. Really taking it back to 2012. Really staying true to his name. Good way to start it off, Honestly, they're both having a good time. And we're showing it off here, absolutely.
So that's all that matters for sure. Eon had a hell of a crowd, too.
Yeah,
a lot of people out
I'm
there.
hearing the people behind us.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what you
need. That entire
need.
line back here, that's the Eon fan club, which is that's definitely fire to get to see. Especially, in these early stages, getting on stream, come out here, support your boy. It's one of those situations you got to be ready for.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's just the first game for here tonight on the pool side. But, of course, we have even more Marvel showing up. And even with someone like, honestly, they're both having a good time. And we're showing it off here, absolutely.
So that's all that matters for sure. Eon had a hell of a crowd, too.
Yeah,
a lot of people out
I'm
there.
hearing the people behind us.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what you need.
That entire line back here, that's the Eon fan club, which is that's definitely fire to get to see. Especially, in these early stages, getting on stream, come out here, support your boy. It's one of those situations you got to be ready for.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's just the first game for here tonight on the pool side. But, of course, we have even more Marvel showing up. And even with someone like brand new to the game that was still entertaining to watch, and hopefully they can both Eon and MT Beck still continue to move forward and want to keep playing Marvel, because that's exactly what we want to do.
Absolutely. But speaking of, we were talking about things that are very new. So time to move to something who has been around for quite some time. A treat to come up here in Static Alpha. Going to be gracing the stage.
This is another fellow Brandon. There are literally so many Brandons in the Marvel community. There's myself. There's Give T-Hawk a Gun. There's Static Alpha. There's, of course, the other Brandon that would be here in the commentary booth as well. Heefnov. The list goes on and on and on. But we really need to do a Brandon bracket. That would be absolutely fantastic.
At some point to see who's supreme, I respect that for sure. But Static Alpha, as we said, definitely one of the highest level Vipers for a very long time. Execution monster here, and very excited to get to see him, put some reps in on this one. He's a player that is very difficult to deal with if you're not familiar with Viper and his particular playstyle.
Absolutely, yeah. Not many Viper players that still keep up with the meta today.
Yep.
There is someone that hopefully we'll get to see a little bit later in Feed Your Greed, who is another Viper player. We, of course, have Lost and Confused, who is now switching over from that to Morrigan, but they're the few and far between. Still Viper, still keeping up in today's meta.
No, absolutely. I feel like it's really, really good, especially against players who, if you think your opponent is going to be a little too aggressive, Viper is an amazing call for that. Obviously, all of your different EX moves, the invincibility is crucial for being able to get interrupts, being able to get the extra extensions for damage, as well as, we even see on these online tournaments, we got Tony Killer doing the EX infinites, bro. He's showing off all the different combo routes and damage we can get.
Unfortunately, I don't have my Tony Killer fan club shirt. I decided to rep myself today, but of course, we wish we'd have Tony Killer one of these brackets up here someday on the stage. Maybe in the next combo we can all wear it. That'd be a nice little treat,
But Static Alpha's opponent is going to be Wraith, excuse me. So we'll see what Wraith brings to the table, see what the character selection is going to be, knowing that the other side is going to be that Viper for sure. Have you played, how many times, not have you, how many times have you played Static Alpha in tournament?
Once, actually.
Once?
Yeah, the first time I ever met you, TNS Chicago.
Was that the first time you two played?
So I have a little beef with, I don't know who is production. So I've been holding this for a while, right? So
TNS, the production person who's running the stream right now, his first time doing production was at TNS Chicago, so please
okay,
let
all
loose.
right. So here's
Shout
a
out to
little
Lucas.
feedback, right? Shout out to Lucas. Yeah, definitely a homie. But I gotta lay it with you, man. TNS for Chicago was absolutely very fun.
Yeah.
But we had the stream setup, which I played, and that was great. But we also had the loser side being recorded on another PS4.
Yep.
And we were like, okay, we'll post that up on top 24 on the side. My match was not played because I had to play Static Alpha, and I beat him. And that was the one match I really wanted to review, and I waited for the YouTube. I'm like, I can't wait to see it, and I never saw it, so I'm just lying. I have to be lying. It never happened.
All right, I'm beefing with Lucas now, too. Shout out. No, that's good, though. I mean, that seems like, you want to take victories like that, and you want to get to see him. But we'll see if Static Alpha can grab a victory for himself. Again, round 1 pool still continuing, and I do see that our stage manager has hit us with thumbs up, so we are about ready to get ourselves started here. Again, one of these early matches here at Combo Breaker 2025.
Yeah, and I'm really happy to see Static still being able to play in basically God knows how long he's been playing for like the longest time. And it's just to see like pretty much as players still evolve to this day and age, and with new players like TJ, X-Man, all these people that you see, ROR, etc.
Oh, yeah.
It's still got to play the old heads too. Like everyone's still keeping up in 2025, and it's just honestly one of my favorite things to see.
And we're going to, speaking of things that I like to get to see, we're going to get a very interesting team composition on the right side here, facing off against Wesker and Jill together.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm thinking it's like very similar to Emrice. Emrice also plays Jill, Wesker, and Chris as well. He has a lot of other characters, but now we have a Doom Beam along with, I believe that's the wall bounce assist from Jill to get some good extensions for Wesker. But we'll see how it works.
So far, already looking, we were a crouching medium away from going to game 2. Very close there.
Absolutely. Yeah, so this is very interesting because you have both, as playing as neutral as it is, only with Samurai Edge and Teleport to get in along with Doom Beam, but you also have like Cyclops Beam, you have Seismos, you have so many other things as Viper to establish neutral. And we're kind of meeting up here, but of course the EX Seismo does make the mark, and we get the kill on the point Wesker.
Unfortunately, I don't think we knew we were going to die there. Gets the cross up on the extra situation, but still good to go. Light, okay, Thunder Knuckle finds the touch. Jill already lost half her life to incidentals here, so it should be an easy closeout from there.
All right, straight into the super, and we're going to probably DC in the Spear Flame, get the extra kill. And honestly, Jill, this may be a character that nobody plays, but you also don't want to see like a high execution Jill kind of go off. So may as well just get in, and nice incoming mix, spending the X Factor, and that should do it. Barring only one bar. Now we're just going to team super and get it done.
Extremely slick little setup there. Good. There's a lot of visual misdirection in the way that Static moves in those mix-up situations, especially because he goes with the Thunder Knuckle that gets to the left. Disgusting, bro.
Cyclops team, once again, we're trying to establish the neutral. Almost got the hit confirmed with the crouching M, but they're not quite able to make the mark. Now, trying to press the issue and gets the overhead falling down with the dash in. Full extension here, going to build another bar as well. And we have the extension for Strider, too.
Absolutely, a little bit extra meter. No stress, get that extra bar, all good to go. Has to spend the 1 extra, but that's still fine. I think this team functions perfectly well, even with only the 1 bar intact.
Oh, just tried to make it super simple. Just crouching jab, still kind of made it work. Good extension with the Doom Beam here. And going with the up TC, do we have these still?
I have to assume that we definitely still have these. Yeah, see, he's even got the high juggle. I like that.
Yeah. Nice adjustment, and now this is the easier rep. Oh, we get the dash down with the jab. Oh, wait a minute.
The left, right, I like that. Definitely good. Brings in the Viper one more time. It goes for that same, tries to run back the same mix-up there, but unfortunately doesn't quite work out.
Now we could possibly have an STP in our hands. 5 bars and X Factor. You really don't want to be out of resources here, but you have to make something happen now. But not when Strider is there to keep you out of the air. Ray trying to find his mark, not able to make it here.
Fun trivia fact that might come up eventually one day. The first SDP was actually done by a Red Doom also.
Oh, hopefully we get it in, but no, the Cyclops Beam gonna shut that down immediately. And that's a really quick 2-0. Wraith gonna try to find his mark now, just going straight in.
No, I like this. Keep that momentum. I think everything has been going pretty okay. We're just very small. We don't need to make big macro adjustments here in the somersault, but good recognition of the situation. Sees the somersault, knows really the only option there is for Jill to jump and just meets her at the top.
Yeah, so this is the first time I actually saw it as like the assist. It was a somersault, probably like useful as extensions for Wesker. Didn't even use the wall bounce, but not even gonna make anything happen. Now Jill Point gonna try to teleport in herself.
I'm liking the movement so far. We definitely have the right idea, and you could see the idea already there. Was going to try and go for the wall bounce with the beam behind it, but it's too hard to call assist against Viper when you don't have a projectile of your own to fight.
And with her with 3 bars, you always have to respect it. And that's exactly why you have to. The EX Seismo will, of course, happen. Vipers love to use it because of how much invulnerable frames they have and have so much priority on top of that.
Yeah, the hitbox is dummy.
Yeah.
It's kind of ridiculous, bro. High-low comes up again, and this time it's a double high into the reset. I love it, I love it. Static Alpha, a drop, but still in control.
All right, tries to DHC. He probably was thinking he was going to get hit by the Strider, did not want to lose Wesker, just immediately DHC, make it safe. And now Doom does get to play a little bit, but of course, Strider, you camp in the air while you're doing that. Gonna bring you right back down.
Yeah, you can't super jump without a plan in Marvel 3 in general, but especially against Strider Assist. You will get caught in really messed up situations if you stick in the air too long.
Yeah, even without X Factor, 3 bars from yep, had to spend the X Factor there. He felt he was gonna get chipped out, and even met up with the Cyclops beam into another Seismo. This is looking really rough for Wraith here.
Yeah, gonna have to find a miracle gunshot at some point. Seems to be the choice. Oh, wanted crouching medium, was trying to get the punch from the Strider, but unfortunately, the life total dwindles a touch too far away, and that is Static Alpha doing a great job securing his victory here.
3-0 moving forward, and of course, another nice set to kind of go in early here, and of course, it's been good to see Static Alpha still play. Like I said, it's been quite a while since I personally have seen him play going up on stage or anything like that.
True.
And he still had perfect execution and just stay in the neutral, and I love that he never really went in too much and just kept on with the chip, especially when X Factor was out for Wraith. Just kept it up and he advances.
Yeah, and I think a big part of that is like his stylistic choice to how he approaches it, right? Builds a decent amount of meter, plays the zoning game, plays it kind of lame. You can't super jump lazy against him. You stay on the ground. Cyclops beam is very strong, and he leans into his own personal reaction time to be able to use the DPs to get the stops. It's very, very smart the way he approaches it.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. But, you know, still very good to see Static Alpha play. You know, like I said, one of the best to do it from back in the day. And coming up next, too, as we said before, we have Wedge as someone, you know, basically we have a Deadpool house in the air as a place to stay that we have. It's myself, Psychelic, Bry. You know, we basically all the Deadpools are in one place.
All the gamers, yeah.
Yeah, all of us are here, and he's finally coming up to show up early. And again, another top 8 finalist from last year.
Yes.
So he's going to try to even make it forward. But I have to level with you. The next player that's coming up as well with him, this is making me very happy to see. This is my brother Shadow Wolf 515.
Let's go.
Okay, so little lore from last year as well. After I made top 8 beating Wedge as well, this man in a full suit, like people were like, who is this furry running up to the stage giving this man a hug? And I'm like, guys, it's my brother, please chill. He's just trying to hang on, have a good time. But yeah, he's definitely, I have to be, unfortunately, a little biased here. I really want my brother to keep on playing, and he's playing Zero May Cry.
Nice.
You know, he's been on and off with the game, but he's definitely trying to find his stride and still playing with our Long Island community a lot. So he's definitely advancing a lot better, and especially the position that he's in with me trying to learn Zero so I could teach him, you know, on top of that. So
very true. Plus, I mean, going up against Wedge, obviously Wedge, very tough customer, but if there was ever a place to get matchup experience, it would be to have your own flesh and blood be one of the other top 3 Deadpools on the goddamn planet.
Hey,
so that's good.
Hey, he also plays Brian White, who's another Long Island rep, who also plays the exact same team as Wedge and switched over to my team when he realized that Hawkeye is probably just better for him. But overall, he has the matchup experience. It's just, can he do it against a top player? I really hope he at least gets one. I got to root for him at least one.
Hey, listen, there's nothing wrong with a little bit. Sometimes I feel like you got to hold the bias in, but when it's a family member, you know what I'm saying? That's powerful stuff. I respect that. I'm just glad. That's just so cool that that your family is interested in similar things and you guys get to hang out like this. That's actually so awesome.
You know, like basically see him on a day-to-day basis and just, you know, seeing him play is really what made me want to like continue to like coach him and to like really be good, because he played ZMC from day one and he already played top tier. It's like he just never really found the time to really focus in up until more recently. So hopefully we get to see a little bit of the Shadow Wolf 515 magic, but be tough to see it going up against Wedge.
And Wedge, like you said, highest placing Deadpool at EVO, has done very, very well across a multitude of tournaments here. Last year felt like, honestly, one of the years of the Deadpool. That you guys, the Deadpools across the board were going kind of nuclear.
Yeah.
And again, at every single offline
Basically event. 2 in top 8. Hopefully we have a couple more. We'll see how the brackets go. I love that we're letting the intros rock.
So as a Deadpool, what are you looking for in 99 seconds in this matchup?
You want to stay away from zero because you have situations just like this. Grenade will counteract with the Buster as well, but if you try to establish your neutral, you can at least try to stay away for the most part. All right,
so we're
Stage
double jumping.
jitters, do we have it? Unfortunately, not quite able to get the Buster.
Yeah, didn't have the full charge. Definitely unfortunate. Still trying to close that distance. Good use of the jam session so far here, but the quick work catches us on the long ride home.
All right, this would be a very simple going into the launch. And actually a little bit too far for the jam session to extend. You could just launch back down, just get air super, and you'd be fine.
But Pixel Zero tries to go for the lightning, but Deadpool crouches just a touch too low.
All right, good block on the grenade, and we're going to try to cash in on the damage, and this is pretty good to try to just get a little bit of hits in with Dante, and you can't really do anything from super gun height, so that was a good trade.
Especially with Dante still getting hit. Try to go for, oh no, million stabs, maybe an execution error there on the down heavy, but still okay.
All right, as long as we have plan A, of course, as I say, plan A is Virgil on the incoming with X Factor 3, and this could happen, but the falling jab, good extension here, and the quick work should do it.
Setup coming up.
Same side. There it is.
Those are the worst versions of that too, is when you stand in the middle of the jam session, so it's like,
well, if you see the jam session coming, you usually want to expect that it's actually going to go for the quick work, but he just stood still and got the mix up anyway. 1-0 wedge. And I would say it was close because he at least had a zero touch, but wasn't quite able to convert.
That's the scary thing from Wedge's perspective too, is that, like you said, if Zero finds that one hit, we can just run a full game over, and we do find that hit again. Another solid situation. Walked Wedge down really effectively, honestly, without even any assists.
Absolutely. No, it's just the presence of mind of having Zero just right there, going straight into the loops again. Let's see, can he actually finish it this time? Oh, let's go. Let's maybe hype. Oh, so close.
I'll say execution's running in the family right now. Got the loops coming through, but still good. It's going to be the DT activation here. Ooh. And uses his own jam session with the Strider.
That was nice. Good extension here. This is very scaled, but we, of course, get the mix-up here. Yeah, pseudo unblockable. Basically, you kind of have to know and be present aware of that. Maybe a raw launch to try to get out of that, but that's going to kill here. Barring the bar here. Yep, Zero's out.
Yeah, the non-blockable, definitely annoying, especially for some people who don't know that Deadpool's quick work is a low.
Oh, actually, got the extension with the drive as well. Could have had the hard knockdown, but we get the air throw in response here. Can we get the conversion? A little bit too late.
It's all right, though. Nice whip punish from Wedge, though. Standing medium, everything working out his way. Even it's safe and simple. Still has a bar, a little bit of an extension. Definitely looking good.
Yeah, get the Strider as well. You were trying to cash out earlier, but no, of course, you try to get that little bit of extra meter, and now that's the reason. So you get that mid-screen mix-up here. Does he stay the same side and not do it this time? I'm going to guess that he's going to cross up this time. Yep, I didn't get hit.
Hey, listen, sometimes you got the sense for it here. It's the Deadpool. It's Chingland. I respect that. Looking good, though. Virgil should go down for the trouble here. It's just barely going to fall in time because that's obviously it loops in higher levels of X Factor, but in X Factor 1, it's more just grinds out some damage.
Yeah, you could definitely get 4. For most bodies, you can get 4s in X Factor 1. But in that situation, of course, he extended it perfectly, got that bar. Now we're going possibly into the last game for Wedge, but let's see if Shadow can lock in here.
Oh no, what a great confirm, and uses 2 teleports now. So on this next OTG, probably going to use his 3rd teleport to pick it up.
Nah. Ooh, team super. All right, we're just going to solidify it here, and we're not going to really get a jam session incoming because, oh, we actually spend the time to reset the teleport. I really like that, actually. That was really smart.
Yeah, ended up looking pretty good here. Stinger's a little too far away, but Wedge continues to just play that. Dude, the way he plays is so cheap. Slow and
it's almost like I want to play it. It's like, I'm very close to picking up Strider. No, not quite. I like Hawkeye more.
Oh, trying to check the legs. Once again, missing out. Still, the lame stuff continues to prevail here. Trying to bait something on the jump back.
Yeah, of course. Can't really be in the air, especially when you have Strider as the assist, as we've seen already from even Static Set earlier. Good block, but no, we X-Factor. And we have this plan A on incoming here. What do we got? Deadpool is out, so that's the first character we see Shadow Wolf take the entire set.
Oh, and cheap stuff there. Doesn't even go for the extra tricky. Just goes straight in with the rapid slash, and now all up to the Strider, but we do have an X.
You have no idea how bad I'll pop off if he gets this one. It's going to be tough, though. We still have... Oh, we're actually going to go straight into the Cats and Lions. Not able to get the hit, but we still get the trade. Oh, we get the walk in. Let's go. Oh, no.
You have to win.
No, please, please. Please just
commentated
get hit. Wedge
curse
for
your
me.
own blood.
You can win. It's fine. Just snap. Do something. Oh, we press anyway. Let's go. Family. Yo, family.
You almost commentated curse your own brother.
Dude,
that was a
I don't
close
know.
one. That was a very close one.
That could have been my plan all along. I don't know. That could have been my plan. I don't know.
I like that, though. Good energy game on the board here. Shadow Wolf looking strong right now.
All right, now that the hype is settled, now Wedge, still up a game and still needs one more. And as long as you basically get rid of Zero, your whole plan of momentum is still riding very high. So
definitely. These two teleports once again, and there we go. Third teleport this time incorporates into the combo to make sure we've got all of our, we're fresh for the next situation.
All right, on incoming, yeah. And I really say this about Shadow's defense. Like, he's really good at, like, kind of establishing himself to know, like, where he has to block and what he has to do to block. But you still have to get opened up at some point, and this is looking like me, as if I'm doing it to him. But this is Wedge going in for the TSE Infinite. I'm going to say it's going to go to 178. He might also end it early. But oh, I said that.
Drop comes through. Alpha counter into the confirm with the teleport. Very smart way to pick that one up. And now the left-right. Unfortunately for your winner's bracket life, we guessed incorrectly.
Take up Katanarama, and we're just going to go straight into the super, and that will do it. Wedge advancing 3-1. I'm happy that my brother just got one game. That's exactly what I wanted. Good stuff to family, but of course Wedge, moving and advancing forward into the winner's side.
Wedge handling business the way that he knows to. But again, huge shout out Shadow Wolf. Definitely very sick to see. Glad to, what a perfect time. It could not have been coordinated better for, you to be on commentary at 11 a.m., brother get to play at 11 a.m. That is
the times and just everything
Cinema.
lines up perfectly, And of course, I can't really be too biased. Of course, Wedge, top player, Deadpool brother as well. But I have to go, with the actual blood brother too, to see and actually do well and to be on stage. This is the first time ever of him playing Marvel on a stage like this. Absolutely. He's only played in our locals, and first time ever really being in competitive. Actually doing pretty good against Wedge, at least a little bit there.
That's extra difficult, too, because I think a lot of people underrate how difficult it is to play under the lights. Even if it's just in, an early, 11 a.m. pools, and things are a little bit aside, and it's not too much out of the way, it's impressive in its own right to be able to handle things like that. Yeah. But before we get into our next matches here, we are going to toss it over to a very quick ad break. But right after that, more of the one true game. Combo Breaker Model for 3. We'll be right back in just a minute.
No coasts.
No kings.
Only champions. More combo breaker after this.
New Chipotle Honey Chicken brings a hint of pure honey and seared smoked peppers with fresh chicken hot off the grill. For Chipotle heat with a touch of sweet and a perfectly balanced sauce. Chipotle Honey Chicken takes heat and sweet to a whole new level.
Join us for EVO in Las Vegas this August and use the code CB25 to get $25 off your ticket this week. From beloved crossovers to 3D fighters, 8 classics return in the Capcom Fighting Collection 2, available now. Discover Tenno's newest drops, releasing for the first time during Combo Breaker, alongside many of your returning favorites at merch.10-o.gg.
Sheldon, we here at Wonderful Pistachios take your concerns about our no-shells ads very seriously.
Then what's that?
Is that a
people eat those?
You two, get in here.
I'm going in.
Welcome back to Combo Breaker 2025, first round of pools. My name is BMan the Big Hero, and of course, Proxy here. Welcome back from seeing the ads. And we already had a good slew of matches to start off the night, but of course, we still have some more. And coming up to the plate, we were talking about family just a second ago.
True.
My brother came up to play, and now talking about family, we have Young Legend coming up right here. Of course, the Legend family still showing up to Combo Breaker pretty much every year. And shout outs to Young Legend, still holding it down and coming up to the stage for the first time today.
Now, I was going to say they have a formidable arsenal of Marvel players from the Legend clan. Living Legend, Kid Legend, Young Legend, M. Rice. They got a lot of killers coming through for that crew. So definitely excited to get to see everybody in the family do well this weekend. But for now, the focus here is on Young Legend himself, as you said. Is active online, plays in TNS brackets as well as Rise of Rookies. Definitely puts their hands into some other brackets as well. A lot of cool stuff for this guy. Very active in the scene currently.
Absolutely, and he's very much in tune with his father's footsteps. You know, not really playing so much of top tier stuff, but stuff that makes sense for him, and the stuff that is like more tried and true for what he likes to bring into the game. He's more proficient in the Iron Fist, I see, and I'm actually really interested to see what he's going to be bringing in for today's side. But you know, the only one that really plays any like more top tier stuff is Kid Legend.
Kid Legend, yeah.
It had to take quite like one of the later generations to bring in any top tier stuff, but hopefully we get to see him a little bit later tonight as well for the entire Legend family to come up and do well tonight.
For now, though, it is going to be facing off against Young Hot, so we'll have to see what is going to be the the team on the opposite side. If I'm not mistaken, it is Iron Fist Point with Ryu, yeah, on the other side here. So it's going to be, we're just a fan of martial arts, and I respect that.
Absolutely. Yeah, it looks like he's going for the Weaverman synergy stuff. Of course, no real need to say anything about the Weaverman team. It's done well in plenty of brackets here, but we'll see if we get anything off of the Point Spencer.
Spencer Point, definitely a road a little less traveled. A character that's very, very strong and a great enabler for a lot of other characters, but is absolutely someone who can do damage on point with the right assist and with the right mindset. You can't be afraid if you're picking Spencer in the early stages. You need to be aggressive with your meter, aggressive with your X Factor, and aggressive with how you approach.
Yeah. And this is also like in conjunction with swords to like get the extra damage in, still keeping the ground bounce, wall bounces, everything together. And it kind of blends together, especially when you have Hawkeye assist. Not quite like a Doom Beam, but still helps Spencer get across. It's working out really good for Young Hot here.
Double zip, 80K twice in a row. It's going to be bionic maneuvers one more time. It's going to leave us down to the. This is the ancient jutsu of the Legend clan. It's the Goki.
Yeah, absolutely. Ooh,
that was clean though.
Absolutely, yeah. And perfect timing of just taking the block. Didn't push block. Didn't want to do anything with that. But you still have the anti-air command grab set up, and now spend the X Factor right into the maneuvers. Young Hot taking one on the board.
Triple 80K into the maneuvers, a strong way to finish for sure. As I said, definitely has the right energy for that Spencer Point, swinging that overhead in all the right places.
Yeah, I want to see some of the Iron Fist action, but not quite able to do anything. Just picks up right at the start.
That's crouch medium?
Yeah, crouch medium was going to start off here.
I don't think that's a low.
Oh, but the reset 80K actually went to the other side. Not quite able to get the kill here.
Ooh, dashes forward aggressively with the jab. Has to spend the meter there to get the confirm, but it's well worth it to get the character.
Ryu coming up here, and of course you have the Hado super, but not quite able to get anything to extend. You have to spend X Factor to try to get anything going from that, but tries to get them off here, especially when you get the happy birthday situation. Makes him want to check the arrows here.
Oh no, and unfortunately the arrows are going to go a little unchecked here. It's going to be the bomber coming through and continuing the beatdown here. Spencer goes back to the mid screen, but still should be able to just kill.
Yeah. Now you have like kind of like a weird mid screen incoming. You don't really have like the best assist to kind of make it a mix-up, really. But of course, the Legend special going for the team super, forcing the X Factor. Tries to see if he press anything. Tries to teleport in, and we get a punish here on the Helmbreaker.
Yeah, actually really good bait. Unfortunately, still not enough to kill. Tatsu gets punished, and we pop the X immediately. Young Hot finding the touch again. That's easily going to finish 2 games straight here.
Yeah, it looked a little awkward, especially after that reset of the 80K to go into the mid-screen. Still got the kill, still got Virgil in. So that's pretty much still the entire game plan. Just keep in with your composure, and it's looking like it's really going well. And of course, we didn't see any of the Iron Fist, and we're straight switching over to Captain America, still with Iron Fist, though.
I think especially with how Young Hot has shown they're willing to be extremely aggressive, I really like this choice a lot. Captain America is someone who can answer that type of aggression really well, and having Iron Fist as second so you can have the Rising Fang is also a very good adjustment, but none of that matters with another clean hit.
Yeah, that was a really far extension to try to get the OTG from pretty much from mid-screen, but was able to pick it up and still get the extended with the 80K. Of course, Rapid Slash really helping that. And you built the bar going straight into the swords.
Oh, Judgment Orb and everything going his way. Just barely going to be able to kill, I think. Absolutely, that last hit does it.
All right, Iron Fist incoming. The only thing that you can really do is just basically take it and try to force yourself to do a super, try to punish anything. That super is invulnerable for a little bit, the Rekka super. But tries to get in with the defense chi. This may not even matter. Gonna bring him wall to wall. Another 80K situation.
Yeah, things are really not going our way here. Just barely misses out on building that extra bar, but should build it up with the OTG here. Spencer very self-sufficient in these ending moments. Damn.
Very nice. Good pressure to like kind of lock him down a little bit more, having the arrows to extend with the piercer. And this should, no, we actually dropped it, unfortunately.
Good bait, though, and manages to get out of there. It's going to try and go for the super, but there's nothing to snipe, unfortunately. Spencer lives that easy.
All right, tries to take a little bit of the chicken block. Push it block, a last bit of the Tatsu to try to keep it mid-screen, and falls down the crouching M, and Akuma might have a chance to play.
Love the idea with the dive kick, but a great push block on the other side. And, of course, perfect timing on the X Factor there. Sent the Tatsu a little too aggressively. Young Hot taking it down 3 games straight with that point, Spencer.
Yeah, even with like the character switch, the Captain America also, the point characters never really had a chance to do anything. And just the relentless pressure of a Spencer point following along with a neutral assist like arrows just sealed the deal so early. And unfortunately, Young Legend will have to try to progress through the loser's bracket.
That's definitely a team comp that we've seen be successful in the earlier stages of the game. You know, shouts to Yipes, definitely played that Spencer on point with the arrows at some times as well. So, you know, it's a tried and true shell, just not something that's, it's not broken. We'll say that.
Right.
So a lot of people kind of lean off of it.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, of course, as we said, that's part of the Legend family. Of course, we're going to see even more Legends coming up to the plate. And not quite a Legend within the family, but a Legend himself, No Life, coming up to the stage. Going to try to progress here. And unfortunately, from as you said to both of us, his stick was unfortunately broken. So glad he actually got a good replacement so he could still compete today.
Yeah, it definitely was a worrisome thing for sure. But we'll see how he does. Listen, this is the man with the best raw S in the business. He's
swear.
the best launchers on the planet.
See, that's the thing. It's like when Beck No Bev happened, so it was a Long Island regional we had basically like a year and a half ago. And he basically won both of them that we had from back to back.
Nice.
But he went up against Mundig in one round. He did raw launch 4 times against Mundig, and it worked every single time.
But
I don't know how he does it. I need to channel that energy.
That's the No Life, though. He finds a way. It's one of those things where it's just he positions well for it, and plus his playstyle promotes you wanting to scramble with him, and he solves the scramble by going, he'll initiate it, and the second you take your first turn, he just launches.
You know,
he's very good at catching
that is such
you
a
there.
great way of putting it, because that's exactly how I kind of envisioned it, but putting it together exactly like that, that's exactly what it is. No Life, of course, no need for introduction. He's been in multiple top 8s. He plays so many times, getting the paparazzi in there, you know, just living it up, enjoying life, as we see here.
He's showing production. Listen, I love how he handles that. I love how he does it.
Oh, that's like a whole inset. We saw the camera with the camera on the picture on the phone with the camera in the background. I kind of like that. It's like kind of fooling on, you know?
No, this is nice, though. Obviously, it's the good energy. No Life, always smiling, always happy. Definitely one of the most fun people to get to hang out with at events. But in the game, he's kind of an ass.
Well, I mean, you play Zero.
His playstyle on his team is
You're going to have to. You know, you have to basically be the villain arc. Shout outs to me, BMan, the big villain. I don't know who that guy was, but he was in TNS once. You know, we never saw him again. But coming up with him on No Life, though, is Graygon Monkey. I hope I'm saying that right. Not really sure. You know, it's another new face. I'm not really sure. I haven't seen him in R or anything like that. But, you know, let's see what he can bring to the table. It seems like we're also going to have a mirror match, at least with the Doom, maybe the Doom Virgil variant. There it is.
It's going to be the missiles, though. So I definitely like that. I feel like if you're Chasa Dillon, he's changed my mind recently. I think if you're playing Doom Dante, that beam is better.
Absolutely.
But if you're playing Virgil,
you need
I like the missiles more.
Absolutely.
The missiles are too strong.
Yeah. So let's see. Will the jam session prevail, or will the top 1 assist? Yeah, I'm going to call you out, Tong. Top 1 assist is missiles here. We'll see if that's going to prevail.
It's not, but I respect it.
Fair
Nice
enough.
launcher again, dude. He always finds a way. Unfortunately, he's too far for the confirm, but still, you know, the vision's there.
Yeah, a little bit of a slowdown. Unfortunately, wasn't quite able to get that birthday. It was a little awkward positioning here, but it seems like we're getting a little bit into neutral back. Yeah, going to go straight into Shogemu, pushing Grey Gun Monkey into the corner. Can he block fully? No, he backs off.
And that was actually really smart from No Life. He jumps like he's going to go for the unblockable, and Monkey jumps with him because throwing there when he doesn't have an assist to cover him is the correct call. So that was just No Life preying on it, knowing his opponent knows the right decision.
All right, good snap. Actually teleports down so he can get the low. Tries to think it's maybe going for an overhead, but we now go straight into the Shogemu loops, of course, and that should be an instant kill for Virgil here.
Yeah, zip zoop, easy peasy, not going to build a meter during it, but it's not going to matter here with a bar and a half still in the pocket. No Life looking very strong, and especially being able to kill Virgil might just seal this away.
All right, SCP is definitely a factor here, but not quite this game. Maybe the next game, straight into the X Factor. Really not trying to play with his food too much, and honestly, one loop should do it. Extension with the jam session. No, right, enough bar to build a level 3. There it is.
Very smart, and once again, safe and simple for your boy. Definitely looking clean, and he's explaining, and he was like, yeah. What is there to explain? Lock it in, No Life. Oh, they're going to reset it, okay.
Okay, yeah, possibly he didn't think of one of his buttons was right. Now we're going to bring out the OSs. Hey, only lost because that button was right. But hopefully now that it's actually fixed, hopefully we can actually get a little bit more of like exactly what Monkey was looking for.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully kind of like make it a little bit more clean because it wasn't looking too bad, but of course zero games being as they are, just so impressive.
No, it definitely is. I mean, this is one of those matchups where first hit is going to pretty much decide everything. You don't want to have to go down to your two character shell. Things will get a bit messy in the end. As you can see, No Life here, round start, goes for the jump heavy. He's too far for the throw, but it's not going to matter with Jam Session cleaning house.
All right, good buster cancel, teleports down, and now brings him to the corner once again. Gonna extend with the rapid slash, and of course you've seen this movie a million times. Never gets old. Jam session extension, building as much bar as he can. And actually goes for the snap, just leaving a anchor 0 in that mid.
Ooh, but the rising jump light, you're gross. Disgusting.
He went for the low the first time, teleport down, got the low hit, and now we're gonna go straight for the overhead and extends here. We're gonna get rid of the anchor problem. Only one bar should do it. Last lightning, there it is.
Back to the corner, of course. Make him look like, listen, that's the cool guys don't look at explosions tactic. I like that. Just try to back it out as far as you can and zip straight back in.
Love that. Definitely Lily Island out here.
Oh.
Once again, another loop situation going. And now Anchor 0 is still a factor with 5 bars. 0 can basically do it even without X Factor.
Yeah.
But, you know, you kind of want to try to get oppressive as early as you can. X Factor, see if there's a mix-up. And now we're going into a level 3. And not sure if that was really meant for that. Still makes it work anyway. X Factor falling down, no conversion.
Level 3 in response here is going to be able to get the blow up, but no confirm from that distance.
Oh, wow. Actually kept up and met up with falling down, crouching M, and good little extension here to kind of meet up with the jump pizza cutter, and then just seal the deal. Now 2-0 looking for No Life.
Yeah, that was a cute little route at the end there. Gets the jump again. This time it's the jump medium. And very good timing to be able to pick that up. That was a tough one.
Yeah, you don't really see it like extend that often. It was like falling down M into S, and there was still enough time for him to have enough hits done to launch back into the air. And No Life, again, another 0 game, and now Monkey 0 is out, possibly for the last time here in the set.
Yeah, looking like it's going to come all down to the trench coat here. So if Satan's got something to say about it here, Virgil's definitely going to have a chance, but the hard part about Virgil, again, the one balancing factor is his feet have to touch the ground. He is so susceptible on this income. He's a normal character for the first second he's in.
Yes. Now he does have Dimension Slash if he wants to try to go for that. Tries to make it meaty and makes it perfect and tries to maybe go for a grab, but within that, we're going to X Factor, and that should seal the deal for No Life. Level 3 is in effect, and that's how we're going to do it. 3-0, No Life over Greg and Monkey.
Super smart from No Life too. That ending situation, that last mix-up, he goes for level 3 Buster and then doesn't start charging, so he's going to get a stand light, so he either gets frame trap on block, or if you X Factor, he's not committed anywhere. He has access to everything. He can X Factor in response. He can DP. He has a ton of different options. So that was one of those things where it looks very simple, but that was really, really calculated. Nice play from No Life there to be able to contain Virgil in that last second.
Yeah, hitting mix-up so many times as well, going for the overhead as we saw, like the teleport bash down, to then just go for the fake overhead, go for the low. And that's a provision 0 when you actually have those incomings, and to lock them down with Jam Session, then you have the open it up, and then you just get the hit. Small characters, big bodies, doesn't matter. It's freeform.
I was going to say, everybody's the same in the face of the lightning loop, so I definitely respect it for sure.
Absolutely. All right, now I talked about, again, we're still on the kind of, I feel like this section is all about family, right? We're kind of like still on the same, you know, we're still talking about family matters, you know, and bring it up here. And pretty much X-Man Chris coming up to the plate. Now, he is now basically my protege, my son. You know, basically, I try to teach him with the Dante and all that stuff. It's been basically working out here and there. Of course, he hasn't really been playing so much well in TNS recently, but combo starter, he made top 8 last night.
He's playing. I watched him play casuals. He's playing so good right now.
Oh, he is.
Today, he's playing amazing.
Absolutely. Dual Kevin who? He does his own type of dual Kevin mix-up with his own Gamma charge to try to cross up with the Jam Session, and he still converts, and of course, Hulk damage will kill anybody, even off the scaling of Jam Session.
And then a player you all definitely know, but you might not know the face, Sexy Rancheros on the other side. Very, very strong player and very fun to get to watch week in and week out.
Yeah, and I actually had to play him at combo starter last night as well. He brought it to 3-2. That Tron, you know, it's definitely a huge factor that no one really plays Tron anymore, but the people that do are still very proficient with her. And another character that can one-touch if you have it optimized, just like Sexy Rancheros does.
With that said, though, as someone who, a previous Tron player myself, this is a horrible matchup.
Oh,
Tron
a million
versus
percent.
Hulk is, like, unplayable.
A million percent.
This is really rough.
Hulk can touch and kill Tron. Tron, I don't think can, especially with the assist here. And we're going to even X Factor, making sure we keep the momentum on X-Man Chris's side. Getting rid of the Tron, don't want to see this character. And unfortunately, it dropped. Lock it down Jam Session again, though.
Because Hulk armor is a big problem. The biggest problem is Hulk armor in conjunction with Lariat. But there's the super in response. The blue Hulk going to get the better, but King Servbot tries to save the day, and we do find a command throw.
All right, but now we get started here, and we're going to X Factor in response too, and we're actually going to build the bar, and this definitely will kill Hulk. Going into the DHC, he's going to pick up again, actually. Will he be able? No, actually, doesn't build the bar in time, and responds to the ult clap, and now we're going to get the kill on She-Hulk here, Team Super.
Very smart. This is a pretty okay Team Super. It sucks you waste the bar with Hagar, but Hulk Dante is very good for getting to the wall.
And of course, Hulk with the Jam Session and also Hagar assist. You know, you want to make sure you lock him down even better with both assists, and it's perfect. You get the back throw, and you still extend with the Jam Session.
So it looks like it's going to be all up to the Dr. Doom here in the ending situation. Not a good look, especially with the full team intact.
Yeah, that was a very nice block. And actually was able to punish there with a throw, but didn't need it. Still get the kill on Hulk. We got 2 very healthy characters, but 3 bars in a dream. SCP is still a factor.
Teleport tries to send it. Does have Lariat behind him, depending on the situations there. Crouch medium, definitely not what we wanted, though.
All right, now let's see if any of my coaching has been paying off to get in for X-Man Chris. But right now, he's just going to save him for later, bring in the Hagar, and now 2 bars. He will absolutely tries to go for the command grab in the air, but not quite. Now Sexy Rancheros with a hit.
You have to do Bucktooth there. And I know people hate to go back to that combo, but if you get a weird high hit where Doom is below your opponent's character, your first loop has to be Bucktooth.
Yeah.
Nice Team Super, though. One thing I like from Chris, it was very smart for him to go for the tag, because as much as Dante is viable on point, especially against Doom, this is certainly the better order of the team. Hagar with that Team Super, as well as having Jam Session for extensions, is supreme compared to the latter.
Yeah, definitely worked out for X-Man Chris, taking the first game over Sexy Rancheros. Both of the players also spending their X Factor. Once again, look very much mirror match, exactly like the first game, but we'll see if he can actually kill Tron this time, using the Team Super early. Tries to get a little bit of extra damage in here, and we'll still be able to do the Gamma Charge one more. One more H should do it. Nope, Gamma Charge still kills anyway.
Mid-screen, tries to go for the down heavy in the air. Unfortunately, not quite unblockable on this one, but the TAC ends up making things go a little bit messy. X-Man Chris, what a way to stabilize.
Yeah, we're going to keep him out. Again, once barring him, keeping She-Hulk in the corner, but actually, unfortunately, drops it, but now spends at level 3, tries to reset the position here, but gets the birthday, hitting both on the low. Gonna spend the X Factor here, and we're gonna kill Hagar at least.
Absolutely, especially with the DHC, this is definitely gonna kill, because obviously it's a little weird to DHC into, but Sphere Flame is a perfect fit.
Ah, there it is. Okay. Because the last hit of that really brings him down to the ground so fast. Sometimes it's like a little hard to gauge if it'll actually hit. But of course, Fear Flame just encapsulating the entire thing. But grapple full screen.
That's part of your coaching.
Absolutely. I told him, just do it. Especially if they have like no actual neutral as the character, you may as well throw it out. 5 bars, make it safe. That worked out. And we get the hammer in response.
Optimal confirm we kill here, right? 5 bars? Definitely.
He already started with Prop Shredder, but we're going into Devil Trigger, trying to capitalize on the damage early. This won't kill, but you have to get the pickup into the super. Can he do it? Because he's dashing to pick up with guns. Super easy. No pressure.
No pressure.
Let's go. There you go. See?
Never pressure.
Never pressure. No
Never
commentator
pressure.
curse. That was all according to plan. All right, 2-0. X-Man Chris looking really good against Rancheros. And Rancheros just keeping it right in. Just wants to keep in his own momentum.
You got to be careful, though. He almost got caught by the new school Hulk stuff. You don't want to over command throw, but using your lariat to good effect. Good solid play coming out from X-Man Chris in the second situation.
And also a very interesting use of snapping to get in the She-Hulk. I would assume you want to get rid of the Doom for any STP situation, but maybe this is the reason. You don't want to get caught in a situation like this.
I cannot believe that worked so well. Sexy Rancheros with a drop and manages to find the reset.
I have to tell you, I didn't teach him about She-Hulk, so this is the teacher's fault. Absolutely, got hit with 2 command throws once. Oh, okay,
You cannot early or late push block there. You either have to push block like at mid timing or don't.
Yeah, or just take the hit sometimes because you kind of see like that situation. But now we actually get to see Sexy Rancheros' Tron do some work. And now are we going to extend? Of course, we're going to go into the drop kick. And that should kill. Oh, a slide in, try to get a little bit of extra meter too.
Oh, trying to bait something. It looks like Medium Hooligan showed his hand, but then nice on the trade. Not going to get too much damage.
Oh, what a read off the
freak.
jump.
He's a freak.
Yep, absolutely. And I love that he goes for the reset, doesn't want to spend any of his resources, and he could do it with basically Tron, so if he gets a touch, this might just be a repeat. Oh, falling down M to convert.
Oh, trying to go for the other reset though. I don't think he knows that Tron's body is big enough to where she has very high difficulty escaping that, but it doesn't matter with the invincible super on reversal.
Oh, Tron body a little bit too far to... oh my god, with going to wake up Larry, and that's going to kill Tron. And SDP is going to have to be a factor 5 bars. Next hit's going to do it, and crosses under with the Violet Axe. Ooh,
okay,
tries to go for the TJ.
no, too much sauce. Relax, settle down.
He really thought it was TJ at Frosty Faustings. He really thought that was him.
He did, but there's the spin. Still gets the pick up either way. X-Men Chris still able to take the victory. I like that though. Try to flex. Even if it didn't work, there's one important thing to take from that, and that he's feeling confident today.
Yes.
And that's half the battle in these high-pressure tournament situations.
Yeah, after especially like having his momentum being kind of shifted from multiple times back and forth against Sexy Rancheros, bringing it back all on Hagar only with a full team, as huge health as Sexy Rancheros' team was, he really was feeling himself in that one.
That is a thing that I didn't think about and didn't really factor into my calculations. That whole team has 1 billion health, roughly, give or take.
Yes.
Because obviously, and Tron is hard to combo.
Yeah, and he even tried to go for the anti-air command grab, and you know that really wasn't going to work out. Tries to go for that again, but yeah, just a lot of drops, but wasn't really able to get it. But still, X-Man Chris moving forward on the 3-0 on Sexy Rancheros.
And again, as we said, Sexy Rancheros definitely a strong customer for sure. But we'll get to see even more strong players and even more people get to forge their destiny as Marvel 3 all day long on the channel here. But for now, we're going to toss to a very quick ad break. But more Marvel 3 coming at you in just a minute.
You know, there's a lot of uncertainty in life. But there's one thing you can be sure of. More Combo Breaker right after this.
This is the best Chipotle order.
I would like a bowl,
Triple wrap.
mild, medium, hot.
Then dip it in here.
Sour cream inside the vinaigrette.
2 tortillas, if you know, you know.
Lettuce, cheese, guac.
Yes. Mmm.
Oh, that is good.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Sheldon. We understand that our no-shells pistachio ads upset you.
And to show you how much we understand, we had these made. And you're gonna stop selling no-shells, right?
No, they're wildly popular. What do we look like? Idiots!
Welcome back to Combo Breaker 2025, and we are continuing through with One True Game, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, coming straight at you. Proxy and BMan continuing to hold it down here. Very excited to get into our next match, which is actually kind of a ridiculous one, bro.
Look, old head versus new head. Literally the winner of another fantastic bracket with Frosty Faustings just a couple months ago. TJ coming up to the plate for the first time tonight. There's definitely no need for introduction. TJ has been rocking it through all of offline and online brackets. Every time you see him, it's guaranteed top 3 placement. And we'll see if he can actually pull in for combo, especially since last year, he actually unfortunately didn't really make it too far. But since then, his growth has been astronomical.
Yeah, he's absolutely ridiculous. Definitely been playing out of his mind top to bottom here and is trying to look for another championship in the Midwest. But a very tough customer in Static Alpha. I will say, though, one of the hard things here is that there's not, as we mentioned a little earlier, when we did see Static before, there's not a lot of super high-level Vipers left. Really, it's just like Ben and a couple other people. Shout out to Feed Your Greed. But so we'll have to see if TJ has the stuff for it. But with that said, I actually do think this is a fine matchup for Hulk. I think Hulk does really well here, especially considering, one, I think that Hulk does well against Viper, and two, if TJ runs away with the game, Strider is bad at coming back against big bodies.
Yes, he can probably kill Hulk pretty quickly, especially if he uses orbs and delays his X Factor so long. But to try to get that on 3 of the big bodies simultaneously, if it's just solo like that, you kind of have to really bet it all on a solo Strider, and that's really tough to go up against, especially a high caliber of a Sentinel and Hacker player as TJ is on top of it.
Oh, definitely agreed. He is I mean, you kind of referenced it in our last set too, trying to go for the reset there. TJ's the type of player where game 10, reset on the line, he'll do that.
Yes.
He's just that type of guy. He plays on the stage like he's playing in his pajamas at home. It's Parsec and this are the same, it feels like.
Yeah, of course. Like, this is just no difference here. This is the entire way that he's going to be playing it is all no regard. Now let's see if any regard will be had by Static to lock him down with any Seismos, Cyclops Beam, anything like that. We're going to get into it. Game 1 here, Static Alpha and TJ.
High-profile match, definitely can shape a lot of this bracket. And that was a tricky veteran move from Static. What a way to play the 99. Dodges the DP, perfectly whiff punishes, but gets counter-hit headbutt.
Yeah, tries to maybe like have Hagar come down, but TJ was not having any of it. Uses the anti-air command grab to stay in the air and come down with that headbutt to have him see stars. And we're going to get the extension into the Sentinel, and out goes Viper.
2 meters, well worth it. Taking the kill, going for the switch up here. Nice little cross up. I love that. Call the lariat and just crouch.
Yes.
See what happens.
Yeah, the only thing that Doom can really do there is try to maybe dash out from like up forward or something like that. He does have the ways to get around it, but maybe just wanted to see the incoming, not quite able to get it, and now Doom is also out of here. Oh, and right into the throw, into the Hagar, and that's going to do it. And as we said before, it's going to be a huge deal if Strider tries to come back on this giant health team. Won't happen on this game. Game 1 going to TJ.
Yeah, again, Strider. I hate that he so casually does that, by the way. Do you have any idea how hard dash gamma charge is?
Yes, X-Man Chris told me. He showed me how to do it. And I'm like, that's how you do it? Like, this is not really worth it for me on Hitbox.
He's got old school extra stuff, bro. It's actually ridiculous here. Zoning game working out well, though. Static Alpha. Unfortunately, TJ was so ready. Their stand medium to armor the Seismo into gamma charge is perfect counter.
What a counter against that. And also didn't call the beam to make it even like more safe. But we also got the extension, not quite able to get the hit, but falling into Hagar. We get the hit anyway, and 4 bars, this is definitely going to kill Doom.
Here for the double fuzzy. Goes for the super this time. He's going to be able to get the pickup. It's going to be just enough here on the snitch, absolutely.
All right, of course, bring in the Hulk again. Yeah, no X Factor. That's the only saving grace that Static Alpha has with its own X Factor here. And now probably doesn't even need to spend that much resources here. Maybe just a bar? How do we actually get the kill here? Ooh, we actually didn't need the bar. We just relaunched back again.
That's really big. Sentinel kills hard drive, definitely smart. Even though you get the punish, the hard drive guaranteed kills so much time that I think it's just worth it to sacrifice your Sentinel.
Yeah, unfortunately had a drop there. Tries to maybe like expect it like a TAC. He had no other characters, but All right, now this is going to be a really huge stall for Static, but has to play the best neutral of his life. 5 bars, he can spend it at any point going into orbs, and we're going to get the first hit here. Need about 5 more.
I'm interesting to spend the level 3 here and take your damage, because definitely not going to kill. So now I guess just confident enough in the neutral that we're going to build that extra bar for the orb. So I respect it.
Yeah, TJ, of course, this is very reminiscent of Frosty Faustings as well. This was the last character from the how he won Grand Finals, but on a 1-0 situation with 4 bars. Literally any touch into a reset will kill Strider for sure. But now any chip basically will do it. Going in for the bird bombs, we'd love to see that.
Good plinks, though. Had an opportunity for a mix there. That's what you have to do. You have to commit them to the super jump and then get your one look. Didn't quite have the lariat reaction there, but I love what I see. Good play from both players in that last situation.
Yeah, Static, we were saying it's going to be really tough for Strider to do it on solo, but he made it work. No X-Factor from TJ in that last set, but now tying it up 1-1. Now we get a birthday at the start, but he backs off, didn't expect the birthday, but we get the pickup regardless.
And can I give the Tong coaching in this situation? He needs to just press H and Gamma Charge. The command throw is cute, but it's not what's going to hit Static. Static gets hit by armor and aggression.
And he also gets hit by the incoming with the Hagar assist. Jumps back into the same position. I'm not really sure what side that was. I just had to hope and pray. But Static not praying hard enough. Gets Doom killed once again. But we could also have another Strider situation here.
I've given up on trying to guess. Cross-up attempt. Nice block on the Evo winner. And somehow keeps them both together. That's unbelievable.
And now a full rep. Now Hagar, honestly getting Hagar out of the equation here early, and Hulk having to block. He can't do anything while in the air. Now finally gets the touch on the ground and is going to make the save, bringing in Sentinel, and still has X-Factor, wasting all of its X-Factor time.
If TJ can kill all the X-Factor time, even if it comes down to just Sentinel, no X-Factor, no orbs, I actually think Sentinel Strider's fine.
Yeah, and just like that, had to try to maybe go for a throw, but a crouching H in response, but you still have X-Factor with the super. TJ looking really good there at the end. You know, that definitely could have been Static's way, especially at that happy birthday situation. But still, TJ taking 2-1 here. Possibly going to take it the last game here, too.
Yeah, and that's one of the things. We realized that the lane play wasn't working out. Tries to get aggressive, and of course, Lariat is the answer.
Yeah. Yeah, there's going to be an extension here. Going to bring in the rocks, going into the drones here. Hard tag to bring in Hulk. And now it's all about just getting this mix-up here. Same side, and we're going to layer it up with Lariat here. But, oh, no regard. We're going to go in with the crouching jab and spending the X-Factor. I like this decision.
Legs get exposed. Damage coming through. And these two are best friends forever. Their incomings are dastardly, but no kill.
That was best friends forever, and that should have actually extended. It's possible that maybe the Dew Beam was a little bit too fast when the Strider came in and then hit the beam at the last second. Regardless, gets the air throw, and now Static back in the driver's seat.
Plenty of meter as well. A lot of damage to come through. Sentinel certainly dead. Level 3, okay.
Yeah, so now 2 bars, and now you're basically now full on. There's definitely no need for neutral. You just stay in the position here, try to get for the mix-up, and crosses over. That was sick.
That's gross.
That was gross, absolutely.
Yeah, foot dive into the wall. A lot of times sets up for a cross up there, so a good little bait.
Oh, with the rocks to kind of make that a little cheek. I like that. That was really nice.
Calling Strider and just not trying to be over-aggressive. Maybe we are.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have only Doom on your side here with the Strider, since you may as well try to go in with Hagar. Now you got to fully extend this, though. Probably go into the Strider level 3.
Yeah.
I don't know if this will kill. It's going to have to do a lot of damage to kill.
I think Excalibur's exactly
there it is.
Enough.
Perfect. Perfect enough time.
Very nice coming through. Brings it down to the game 5. Potential for TJ to be in losers this early here. Static Alpha making a play right now. It's disrespectful to say making a name for himself. He's trying to re-up his name, making sure you didn't forget.
Yeah, never forget about the Static Alpha name right now. All right, but of course back into the zoning. And of course with Doom Beam's Seismos, the Cyclops Beam, you have so much to keep Hulk out of bay and just gets the hit low. All the hits that Static has gotten was all off of lows.
Yeah, getting caught jumping quite a bit. Team Super takes the damage. Hulk out of the way. TJ is in big trouble.
Yeah, last time we're going to see Hulk, at least in this set, win or lose regardless. But Hard Drive getting that out, gets a little bit of damage on Strider, but nothing really scoff at.
Sentinel can make this work. He's got to be careful once again. As soon as that meter is built up, which now we do have 1 in the pocket, you got to be careful about how you approach it. I do like switching into Hagar, though. I think the better point matchup.
It gets even more damage on the Strider. Only one more bad call and potentially could get the kill on Strider too. We have to be safe and be careful. And just look at a Violet Axe, but unfortunately a drop.
Oh, but uses the beam perfectly. Knew he had nothing to fear and could get very aggressive in the moment.
Ooh, okay. Probably just didn't call the Strider in time. Not really sure how he didn't extend that, but we're still in a very good position. X Factor may be gone, but now it's all up to TJ to see how he wants to get out of it, and a hard tag was the right call.
With the amount of red health on Hagar, that is a potentially game-winning choice there for sure for TJ. Misses the standing light, maybe would have comboed.
Oh, he actually might get a birthday here. Yes, a birthday situation, and now Static with just solo Strider with no X Factor, 4 bars. How do we get this in? Trades with the...
Oh my god! Combos off the train in the sickest way! TJ!
If you had any doubt, TJ made it back in such an unfortunate situation for Static. He had the kill on Hulk, X Factor to get the kill on Hagar, and didn't get the extension with Strider, and all was left was just one hit confirm, and TJ made it happen. Moving forward, 3-2. Don't forget Static Alpha's name. He almost took out basically a favorite, a possible favorite, to win Combo Breaker this year. So let's not slouch on Static Alpha anymore. Let's not do that.
Dude, he'll be back to the loser's bracket. Absolutely. No way that guy's going off to the wayside here. I need a mental health cookie break on that one.
Mental health cookie break.
Who got next coming up?
Yeah, I got you. So Young Hot, who was just playing a little bit earlier, going up against IDOM. And of course, no need for introduction on IDOM's part. We saw Young Hot play a little bit earlier as well. But of course, the Point Dante, we kind of mentioned this before in the first sets of this bracket. Point Dante definitely can make things work if you have like the right assists, and IDOM's team is literally one of, if not one of the only teams to make that work with the Dormammu for extensions for the damage engine, and of course Strange to get a lot of mix-ups with the Bolt-to-Bolt that.
That was one of the best cookies I've ever had in my life.
See? Shout out Psychelic right here. We telling you? Telling you right there.
That was actually insane. But I agree. Hey, it's one of the most interesting teams to make it work with Point Dante, a character and a layout that is definitely a road less traveled. I feel like normally when you see IDOM's team, you would think it'd be Dorm Point.
Yes.
But no, he makes it work in the end. I'm interested to see how Young Hot deals with IDOM's playstyle, though, because of the amount of control not only his team has, but IDOM's playstyle is very much just like mitigating chaos, right?
Yes.
That's very much his MO. How can Young Hot make that work playing in a team that needs to create and thrive in chaos?
Yeah, the only way how you can do that is to really shut down the assist calls. Dante by himself, he can make things happen, but it's really hard to get a hit as Dante if you know how to really deal with Dante's pressure, because he doesn't really have that many fast normals. He only has like one real mix-up to maybe box dash, but he layers it up with the Bolt-to-Bolt attack and to extend with the Dark Hole. So if you mitigate some of the assist calling, especially since bolts take so long to come out, you can really stop a lot of pressure from Dante as well. So we'll see how he can kind of layer it up, especially as how predominantly well IDOM's played in the past, and in as many tournaments that he can play multiple top 8 winners.
That's very true. Definitely find out quick, though. It's going to be getting into our next match here. Still rocking through round 1 pool. It's going to be IDOM and Young Hot. Big opportunity here to make a name for yourself. Take another name down and move forward in this bracket. This would be big for Young Hot.
Yeah, it seems like we're going to try to go for a little more of a neutral position as IDOM, but unfortunately the matchup against Point Spencer and Point Dante, you don't see it that often. It seems like, especially with how predominant you have the zips to control Dante's movement, Young Hot taking the first character, just could DC right into swords. That should do it.
I think another nice thing, too, is if I'm not mistaken, I think that the Hawkeye arrows went under the bolts. So I actually don't think they clashed with each other.
Yeah, so like the bolts are right there to kind of go on like a higher level, but arrows just kind of sneaks right under. Even if maybe just one of them stops it, as long as one stops for the bolts, you don't get to see that second one on top of that. So it's really good to get that counter.
No, misses the jump light, though. Young Hot with a good idea, but unfortunately he's going to get punished for the missed execution of it, and that's going to be a level 3. So welcome to my realm, brother.
Now, I think he should still have the bolts to extend. He should be able to build the bar, and he also has the explosion too. Shout out to Spiral, another one to be very proficient with this team as well, and Stalking Flare to make this incoming nice and meaty.
2 charges, 3, so it's 2 reds on the hands here. It's gonna use that for the Inferno straight away, and I totally agree with the X Factor pop here, but the most important thing is you have to lock up. If Hawkeye gets away, this is gonna be messy.
3 bars too, yeah. You have a lot of chances for getting Gilman here, but of course you had to spend the X to see the position that you would be in, but now we go straight into the Chaotic Flame. IDOM taking it right back after the point war. 1-0 over Young Hot.
So as a high-level Hawkeye player yourself, how do you feel about playing Hawkeye Anchor into Idon's team? Is there anything you're looking for?
The only thing that I really wanted, especially if you have Dorm and Strange, he had 3 bars, and you had to spend the X Factor just to kind of see where your position was in that specific situation. You try to do a Gimlet, you're going to get hit because you have the Bolt still coming down. You have to spend the X early, and you still can layer it up if you block as Dormammu. So come down, try to take the block, X Factor, see where you're at, and then you have the bar to make the chip happen to kind of go for that.
You know, matchup is always rough when you have the first. It's like step 1, you have to block.
Yes,
it's like,
step 1.
Sucks.
Yes, unfortunately, you must block. You hate to see it, but that's how this game plays if you have no real incoming.
I like this though, spending all of the supers. Cut through completely and is going to tag into the Dormammu here. That left-right is just too disgusting.
Yeah, I say this all the time when I'm trying to talk about anyone coaching at Idom. I played him so many times at this point. Unfortunately, a drop, and now we get the happy birthday. We don't even need the advice. We're just going to get the drop, and Young Hot looking really strong here. Just go straight into the DHC, maybe just go into the Gimlet or even the scatter shot. Yep, scatter shot. Really got to guarantee it, especially after that hard knockdown.
And tags back into Virgil too. Very smart. DT activated round trip.
Yeah, really wants to try to definitely take the driver's seat in his hands. And unfortunately makes the drop, but still 2 bars. Dante can make it happen with 3 bars, killing Virgil, but he still has to deal with the pressure of Hawkeye. And you really just want to make sure you try to save as much bar for Hawkeye as much as you can.
Yeah, having DT will make it a lot less painful in a lot of these situations here. But for now, just continuing to take this chip. Things are getting a bit messy here for Idom. Had an opportunity, but didn't want to overextend. And this is our reward, a level 3 to kill Virgil.
And this is a little rough, though. Like, any touch, even chip damage from Hawkeye will do it. And Dante needs to reset somewhere in this to kill Hawkeye. Even a maximized Dante, you really can't get the kill on this character by itself. The first hit is where we started, though.
Like you said, though, we're going to have to look for maybe no prop trigger drops. Hits him a little too far on the outside of it, it looked like.
All right, so now you have 1 bar as Hawkeye and tries to chip out with the Gimlet. But now we go straight into the $1 million. You got to mash. Make sure you actually get every single hit. You might still survive, but any chip is going to do it. Had to tech forward. Unfortunately, wasn't in that state of mind to do so. Young Hot now down 2-0. Idom looking super clean getting into this matchup.
We're going back to character select, and we're going to, have a big think about this a little bit. Wesker seems to be the choice here, so instead of the Virgil, he's going to switch it up here and see if,
OTG pickup too as well. It's like this is not really the character I thought was going to be switched. Like Virgil is pretty much like a name state to extend with Virgil or with Spencer rather. But now I guess maybe wants to really front load it with that. But unfortunately missed the bomber and going to let Idom play with the point. Dante, good block from Young Hot.
Insane defense on both looks and then gets the counter punch, but unfortunately can't convert it.
Yeah, so now Dante about half health here. You really want to try to make sure that you go in, but of course you can't teleport. You have mash jab as Spencer, but still was able to get away from it, and now a full extension. Maybe just borrowing another extension here with a Dark Hole. This will definitely kill off at the 2nd meter.
Love that little acid rain for that extra bit of damage, extra bit of meter. $1 million and a DHC. We're definitely good for it here. Chaotic Flame.
And that'll do it. Of course, we're going to have Dante as well for the jam session mix-up here, forcing them to come in and block. Wesker can't really do anything on incoming either. Has to maybe super, but unfortunately missed up the incoming. And, ooh, a little spaghetti here. Not quite getting anything there.
Yeah, 2 awkward drops in a row, but does manage to get the punish afterwards. Still not enough to kill Wesker, but there we go. Finally is able to stabilize into a launcher, which is really what we were looking for.
All right, tried to lock down with the Dark Hole, but even with Stalking Player now in there, choosing the hard tag, and now guaranteed that the Stalking Player would be there, even if he hit Strange. That was a really smart decision.
5 meters in X Factor, though. Gonna have to pick your shot. It's gonna be very important that you're not too overzealous with how you X Factor here.
Young Hot, tag me in. Tag me in, I got you, don't worry. I got you. Oh, never mind. He can do it by himself. We don't need your help. Oh, okay. Wow, with the team super also to lock down. Now teleport, tries to go for the high-low, jumps out of there. Young Hot still in.
And now it's just going to look for the chip there. Definitely like it. Speed shot. On as Idom, just take it. Give away your Dormammu for the rest of his X Factor time. That's a hell of a trade.
Yeah, 5 bars though. Any touch will kill the Dante, but you still have to get at least 2 shots over on, ooh, nice tech throw going right into it. And the poison tip on top of that, we still need to spend level 3. Definitely worth it. You really want to try to keep your momentum.
And I feel like you have a pretty decent situation against Strange here. Obviously, your mix-up is not that strong, but you can still potentially find the incoming here, you know, establish some control.
Yeah, the double explosion tries to maybe like dash underneath twice and maybe force them to think it was going to be one side, but all Strange needs is one good teleport, and there it was.
Absolutely, no bargaining required here. Finds the launcher, comes through, and is able to go for one more super to take the kill. Idom gonna be able to finish it up in a 3-0. But Young, I'm so surprised I haven't seen this player before because I'm an impressive Spencer play so far.
Honestly, yeah, like I'm not really sure about the switch over to Wesker. Wesker didn't do anything really. Virgil was almost the difference maker in the last set, so switching to that, maybe just really wanted to front load it again with maybe high-low situations for that. But honestly, 3-0, but it was kind of close. He still had some good situations there, but of course, Idom being the proficient player that he is, moves on with a 3-0. And that's just how it goes. Idom still very proficient in today's meta with the point Dante.
Absolutely. I mean, he's a threat to do incredibly well in a multitude of titles this weekend. Marvel 3, Guilty Gear Strive, Street Fighter 6. The guy's multi-talented, and hopefully we get to see more of him here, though, on this stage. But for now, we're going to move on to our next match, which is going to be two well-known competitors here. We're starting to get to the high-level stuff, bro. It's going to be Wedge and EMP Obama.
Yes, so of course Wedge earlier, of course, had to go up against my brother. Shout-outs to him, of course, taking a game off Wedge. So we're going to salute to him. He's still looking good, but of course, no need for introduction on EMP Obama. We've seen him so many times here up on these stages. He's also like very proficient with his teams, and honestly, he's from the last times I've been playing him, he's been switching off to like what he was very well known for back in the day, which is the Nova Frank Dante.
Yeah.
You know, that was like kind of one of the first times I ever experienced like playing him. Then he switched it over to the Zero, tries to do ZMC, and then still wants to keep Frank. Frank is very still tried and true to Obama's playstyle.
Yeah.
But I'm really curious as to how he wants to play up against the Deadpool matchup. Zero really, without a real neutral assist outside of Jam Session, can't really do much, especially when Grenade is there with the Strider assist.
Agreed.
So maybe the Nova might be the better call to try to box dash and close the gap. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I actually think that Nova versus Deadpool is not too bad. I think it's more annoying for Nova than it is for Deadpool.
Yes.
But I don't think it's bad.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. And it's not necessarily as a bad matchup for Zero either, but you just have
Agreed.
no real assist to help you go forward with Zero as you use with Frank, or even with ZMC for that matter. It's still kind of hard to use when you layer it up with Strider and the Grenade at the same time. So I'm really curious as to how Obama's going to play it.
And Deadpool is definitely a character, too, where, like, he, again, like you said, he doesn't beat Zero. But even when Zero's playing with the optimal assist, Deadpool is definitely a thorn in the side. It's an awkward matchup that his mobility and the way he's able to, the way he gets to his vertical spots and the types of projectiles he throws can be extremely annoying if you don't know what to do about it.
And it seems like we actually are going to go for the point Zero here. ZMC, it seems like we're going to start off with Obama. So, of course, not really a bad choice. Of course, it's still ZMC. But we'll see how well his Zero could go up against Wedge. And, of course, you know, it's more like the fact that he's not playing the Frank that I feel like maybe he's not really like feeling it for that. But of course, Frank can still do magic if you make it work. We'll see if he does a character switch maybe as the set goes on.
I think if Wedge handily takes game one, I think that we will see a swap. But, I mean, that's obviously, you know, we're just a little conjecture here and there. We do a bit of hypothesizing. For all we know, EMP Obama could run 3 games straight over. This is ZMC. One clean hit can just be the game.
Absolutely. And all these characters on Wedge's side are not really that high in health, so you don't even really need to optimize too well. You could just do a straight 1-zip, and of course, Zero could just do it off of anything. But here we go, round 1. And there it goes, the layer of the grenades, and of course the up guns too to try to get out of the super jump height from Zero.
Oh, and finally cashes in that teleport for the low. I really like the idea there, especially I like using it early because jump scaring your opponent with it that early into the set and letting them know that it's on the table, I think changes the way that they approach neutral for kind of the rest of the set.
Also didn't want to extend to try to spend the bar. It was a little risky there, but still had the way to lock it down with the guns and for Vajra to make sure that the guaranteed chip was there. And we still get the hit on Dante anyway. We're going to go for the snap, absolutely.
Smart call. Blocks the mix-up, 2 teleports off the table. Next one's a dud, but we're still good to go.
Now we'll see if Wedge knows how to count. We know that he has 2 teleports off the table. Does he know? We may not even see it because he got the hit on Deadpool regardless.
Definitely looking good. It's going to go for the snap, actually.
Ooh, same side mix. Okay. I see you, Obama. Nice just layering it up, just using the jump M to kind of like force him to like maybe even just take the block and then maybe like go for a mix after. Just got hit regardless.
And even with the snap, though, one nice thing about Wedge's team, unfortunately, nothing personal, kid. Has to pop X there, so that's a tough one.
Okay, not quite killing the Dante, and maybe tried to punish that, but the Stinger, of course, punishes from that mid-screen, and we can just straight go into the $1 million to get the kill on Deadpool, and X Factor is now off the table with only a bar on Dante.
What I was going to say about Wedge's team is that it really doesn't have any bad anchors, right? But unfortunately here, not going to get to see any of that. It's going to be X Factorless Dante, 1 meter facing off against himself and his brother, so the sibling power on the other side. So far, Wedge is handling it well, though.
All right, so he does get the hit. Now, there is no meter on his side. He's not building any bar, but a reset potential is going to happen. You also have to keep in mind, Obama now has 2 bars. If he can establish any neutral here, he will make sure that the swords are in play, but he falls down, calling jam session, not quite able to save him. One mix is going to do it, stays on this front.
Bro, Dante's need to start teleporting. Dante's not talking to you. I'm talking to all the Dante's. You guys need to start teleporting again. It's finally time. The wheel is turning. Time is a flat circle. We're back to teleporting. I'm telling you, it'll hit people. I promise.
All right. I'll keep that in mind when I go up on pool soon. I promise. I'll keep it in mind. Now, Obama didn't look that bad. It was just the solo Dante that came back. Just unfortunate angles to get anything. And, of course, the Mad Wheel going to start it off to get the hit on 0. Now, to extend it, we get the side TZ.
I like that too. Didn't want to go for the infinite here. Just a little bit of an extension. Guarantee your kill. No reason to risk it against 0. And that's going to be, okay, the cinematic too to be able to get a guaranteed mid-screen.
Yeah, this is just one of the weird things about 0. If he wasn't really in that position, that explosion body, you can't really position the body to get into the mid-screen. So it was good that he would like explode it in that mid-screen situation. So good attention to detail on Wedge there. But the jab's going to open it up Dante.
Okay, and actually, this is a pretty well-scaled combo. Things are looking pretty good here. I don't think it's enough to kill without spending X Factor, but still, it's going to be a snap instead.
Yeah, back to the same side. And again, try to keep it medium, like just the standing M, make you think that you're going to cross up. But that's the second time. Stay on the front and got hit with the incoming.
And juggles just enough, as you said, cutting through the 4 times and being able to kill the 1 bar.
And now we finally cross up. And now we spend X Factor just to get thrown. That is exactly what Wedge was looking for. Didn't even bother with like trying to jump, just waited for that to happen. And going straight into the air guns, 2-0. That's like a game looks super clean on Wedge.
And that's like such a Deadpool classic too. When you block jam session there and they just walk towards you, you know you can't X Factor. But it looks like we're gonna go for the change up here.
No, we're just gonna like just go back to, honestly, just keep it back. Go back to the characters to like try to reset your mental. And honestly, like I don't know if he would be doing fare better with his Frank, but I still wanted to kind of see it since that's more to try to choose to who he is.
Yeah.
But he was very close that first game. But let's see if he can kind of bring it back with 3 straight.
Ninja tools. Not gonna be able to answer much. Good use of the DP there and is able to get the pickup here. Already looking better.
Yeah, this is the first time we're seeing 0 get to play up against Wedge's team, at least in this set. But now we need to finish up this loop. He may not even need to spend the other bar. Yeah, it's doing the entire bit of the zoops here. Not even need for the uppercut as well.
Back to the mid-screen. Trying to go for the messy stuff. And ends up with a cross-up medium. There was a lot of bells and whistles. Cross-up low ends up being the decider.
Yeah, I think that Obama wanted to try to like delay the jumping M's to go to the other side to get back to the original side, but still was able to bring it wall to wall. And now he can do the loops on the other side. Maybe he's more comfortable here. Regardless, we only have Hiryu. We only need 1 more mix-up. X Factor got the birthday!
You think he's not gonna mash? Come on, bro. I like this. Takes a 0 as well. All up to the Virgil.
He doesn't quite have that much time with Ouroboros, but doesn't really need it, especially when you get the hit here. Unfortunately, wasn't quite able to bring it back down with S. Has to go for the Dimension Slash, and that will actually trade and actually get the hit. And Wedge moving forward into top 32. I believe that's a top 32 qualifier match.
Clean, clean, clean from your boy Wedge. The Vajra is perfection in a moment like that. I think that a lot of people forget that Vajra, in response to, or if it's before, a ton of supers just beats it clean. Like, for example, Doom versus Dante, right? Not Doom versus Dante, excuse me. Doom versus Strider. If Doom just tries to super, Vajra just goes through and it trades clean every single time. Vajra continues to be a menace in those 1v1 situations, man.
Yeah, absolutely. All just, especially after that happy birthday situation too. Tried to layer it up with the 0 on top of that and the jam session, but came down X and hit a button. got that, and it was just so quick to get the kills, and then all of a sudden it's just now steamrolling back into Wedge. Wedge is so proficient in that.
Absolutely, but we'll see even more of these players and even more qualifiers into that top 32 a little bit later tomorrow. In just a minute, we'll be right back after this quick ad break with more Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
That's what I'm talking about. More action just like this coming up after the break.
New Chipotle Honey Chicken brings a hint of pure honey and seared smoked peppers with fresh chicken hot off the grill. For Chipotle heat with a touch of sweet and a perfectly balanced sauce. Chipotle Honey Chicken takes heat and sweet to a whole new level.
Get $25 off your EVO 2025 ticket this week using the code CB25 and join us in Las Vegas this August. Officially licensed FGC merch designed by the FGC for the FGC. Discover Tenno's newest drops releasing for the first time during Combo Breaker alongside many of your returning favorites at merch.10-o.gg.
Sheldon, we're definitely not making flavors of no-shells pistachios.
Then why are you dressed like that?
You got us. We are making honey and chili flavors.
Are we?
Yeah. Wait, then why are you dressed like that?
My wife likes it.
Spicy.
4-alarm fire in the boudoir.
Welcome back to Combo Breaker 2025, and again, it's even more Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I don't even have to keep reminding you, it's all day today. My name is Proxy BMan, again on the other side, and we're taking it through to the end of this block of pools now, as we're starting to get into our later stages, some qualifiers here and there, you know. We have kind of a ridiculous one to come up next, brother.
All right, so Combo Breaker is really cool. They actually gave us coins at the registration. It's probably in my pocket. I don't want to bring it out here. But basically, I really want to say this is probably the most coin flip match of the entire night. X-Man Chris, of course, with the Hulk, Dante, and the Hager. And of course, No Life, no need to introduction, but Zero May Cry. And the way that he plays, this really could go either way. It's just all dependent on how well they are matched with each other and how well versed they are with how this goes. But honestly, this really could be it. I want either one of them to just do well, but right now, I gotta pull for my son, my X-Man Chris. I gotta pull for him. Let's go, X-Man.
99 seconds is going to decide a ton here. Hulk has to hit Zero early in this game. You cannot let him get away. And now that he's established, things get a little bit messy here. Now it's up to No Life to make a mistake or X-Man Chris to make a very good guess.
Yeah, and I actually do like this, the fact that we spent Shogemu early, really try to establish the neutral, and tries to get the Hager to even extend or even just break that combo. Not really going to make that here.
I like that Hulk is getting jumped in the right corner. Hagar is all the way over there trying to spin.
A little bit too far, spinning all the way on the other side of the snow, dog. It's kind of had to get closer to Hager, please.
He's like, brother, jumping me, please. Sleepy Light not going to work out. Good throw in the corner, but nah, we're not like that.
Wow, we're just going to go straight into it. And had us been the X Factor, now it's all about like what the actual incoming is here. And we get the Hager Lariat, and here we go. This could be the start of something new for X-Man Chris.
Beautiful stuff for sure. The high-low game. Here we go on the left-right now. Dante blocks the same side. Presses launcher.
We have said it already before, but now we go straight to the Team Super. He might be able to block after this here. Yeah, but still enough time to make sure. Oh, actually tries to get out Virgil in the right time, and we get the air command grab reset.
Love the ideas, top to bottom from X-Man Chris. A big execution error, just decision-making error from No Life, and that was locked down. And medium hooligan is the cure. 1-0. X-Man Chris, way to make your own destiny in a game that should have been lost.
Yeah, especially since he still had 0 at the beginning and put Hulk all the way into the corner. We had the tag from going in from Dante to Hagar, and then since then, Team Super locked it down. X-Man Chris really laying it down. 1 on the board for him. It gets the clap on the trade, not quite to convert.
Yeah, that's a guaranteed stagger against a standing opponent. Always something to remember.
All right, really nice neutral, and there goes Hagar trying to spin to win, but of course a little bit too far. 0 a little bit too small also to really get that hit. But now this is looking very similar to the last game. 0 looking very good in the driver's seat. But let's see if, no, oh, definitely gonna get the snap in.
Smart, very smart. Rising jump light to try and beat any nonsense there as the jam session keeps him locked down. The hit on Hagar trying to just make sure that jam session is, jam session on the ground. The lariat is no longer an issue.
All right, so now we're going to make sure that Hagar, no more Team Super shenanigans. You still kind of can make it work with Hulk a little bit, but not really there for mix-up potential. And just gets hit with the dive kick. Maybe just thought it was a cross-up. But now, yeah, it's going to build another bar here, and this will definitely kill Dante.
Situation going a bit astray here. It's going to be the activation one more time. Lightning loops to take it through. And the worst anchor on the team by a mile in the Incredible Hulk coming in.
No question. You do have 5 bars, but you have a big body, and you have situations like that where jam session can make it look so easy, and it is so easy when you have the command dash to make it ambiguous. Left, right, reset. How do we do it? Doesn't matter. 1-to-1. No Life bringing it back.
Round start DP might be a good call from X-Man Chris here if he so chooses. Tries to go for the Gamma Charge instead. Again, it's so difficult to close the distance, but a super jump instead of a normal jump.
Oh, but he had the happy birthday with the Gamma Charge regardless. And we get the pickup, immediately spending the X Factor, and it's all up to one more hit, one more what? Oh, okay.
Still good.
All right. Whew. Made a little scared there, X-Man Chris.
Of course.
Oh, my goodness. Team Super should go for the finish, and X-Man Chris taking it 2-1, looking super dominant over No Life in that set.
Is Chris a pop-off guy? Because this is going to be a nuclear pop-off.
I will make sure that the crowd is seated. Hopefully we can see that. But either way, No Life going to back into neutral once again. I feel like because he went in a little bit was the reason why he lost, but now this is looking really good for No Life. Unfortunately, the drop again.
Okay, there's data right there. He up-backed out of everything there. So next time, maybe he's trying to sneak in the low there for X-Man Chris. No Life taped it up back.
All right, snap once again. Yeah, same side, just going for the H, making it super simple. And honestly, just like how it was in the previous match where he tied it up 1-1, getting rid of the Hagar, I feel, is definitely the Horcrux of the entire team for X-Man Chris. Let's see if that's going to stay true here. But actually doesn't have any more bar. How are we going to finish this?
It just built it, but I don't think we're going to have time. Lariat into the DHC, switch out smart. The hits, doesn't it?
No, the recovery, yeah.
That's
0
true.
privilege, a little bit too fast. Yeah, absolutely. But now we actually set for the rock, so even if he tried to punish with just that, not really quite able to get through. There's a lot of durability between those rocks as well.
This is getting closed a little bit at a time. He's going to commit to the super here. Gamma Wave just barely connects.
Yeah, unfortunately, when Hulk dies, yeah, there it is. We have no meter going in for Hagar. We have to make something right here, and the mid-screen mix-up is there to layer it up. And now we don't even need a bar, and all it is just solo Dante.
Okay, let's see if BMan's work.
No, I didn't teach him mix-ups yet.
Oh
I didn't teach him yet. That's the next lesson.
I didn't teach him to hold back.
That was my OS. I was like, yeah, I told him that. And then no, it turns out, no study, no homework.
Oh, dude, taking the kill off of that one. Very smart from No Life here. 2-2. Crazy situation coming up here.
Yeah, absolutely. I really like that.
Yeah,
Go back to characters slow it down. Of course, the momentum on both of these guys is astronomical whenever they get the first hit. And we're going to go for a color change on top of that, too. No Life not impressed.
One thing I like about No Life, he always knows when he's on camera.
He just feels it. He
He's
feels
aware.
the energy around him. Absolutely. All right, last set between these two, 2-2. It's all about the point war and great tech going in from No Life.
Yeah, so good move. On the side a lot here, trying to close the distance while it's safe.
All right, so now we actually are out of X Factor. Tries to came down with just M and just met up with it, and now Team Super is there for 0. You have to make sure this character dies. Kill him at all costs.
That should be more than enough here, down to the brothers, and Hulk has a great situation against Dante here, but the jump back barely clears.
Very smart. It's a double jump to get out of that situation. And the H again tries to do the crouching M, but good TAC break.
Miscalculation from No Life there, maybe, because no way he meant for crouch medium against Hulk. But it doesn't matter here. Reverb shock into the fireworks, gets the $1 million, and DHC's through, but that's not going to kill.
No, unfortunately, he definitely had to go for sword there to get the kill, but now he's got to make sure, wow, still had enough health to make that save. And what are we going to do? Do we spend the X Factor? Yes, we do.
Oh, yeah. With the amount of meter we had to do something here. Got to make a play on the ball. Love the decision-making here for No Life.
And this is going to be a lot of the X Factor time gone, but still we'll have enough time to get a mix-up in, possibly to kill Dante, but 0 bars. We really have to make sure we utilize our X Factor time here.
Well, good block on layer 1, but unfortunately layer 15 is just a little too much.
All right, probably going to save the meter. Oh, no, he thought that he had the grab off, but he didn't.
Oh, just barely.
Oh my
he
God.
pops the X, still alive somehow.
Oh, great throw from No Life, and now we're going to establish neutral once again, but just tries to gamma charge a little bit too far. What a set. Ooh, the pop-off.
I like that.
We thought the pop-off was going to come from X-Man, the explosion, but it came from No Life. Ooh.
Oh, very, very close between the two, but a well-deserved celebration from your boy there. No Life doing work to be able to take it down and move forward in the bracket. Another great victory from him. But X-Man Chris, I said it. He is playing absolutely ridiculous this weekend here, and even with that loss, expect to see his name a little farther into this bracket because he's going crazy.
Having a Hulk jam session like that to come up is just one of those things where it's like you don't have really that much experience. Most Hulks are usually just with the Sentinel, and you have jam session to make those mixes and make that happen. Team Super is a factor that you could just do it from full screen at any point. X-Man Chris is really making it work. I'm super proud of him. 3-2. Still made it super close on No Life.
Being able to flip the switch and just be able to switch from MVC, like Marvel 3 to MVCI is a powerful tool, having that Dante on your second. But it's going to move us on to a losers bracket match here, actually. It's going to be Young Hot up once again, facing off against the Sauce Boss. That is a hell of a hat.
That is a hat. Now, I think that's, is that Guilty Gear? Is that with Mai's hat? It looks very similar to that. I'm not sure. Someone tell me.
Alternate costume May hat.
That's what it looks like to me, but
is.
either way, you know, it's still looking nice and fresh. I like it. First time we're seeing Sauce Boss here on stream. We've seen Young Hot a good couple times already, and definitely proficient with the team already. So you've already seen it. You know, looking very clean, even though going into losers, still a very prominent player going into the sets tonight.
Absolutely. That point Spencer has been absolutely running amok, a terror amongst the situations that we've seen. We'll see if Sauce Boss is able to deal with it here again. The losers side, I believe a losers qualifier out. If not, you know, it'd be like that.
Yeah. So Sauce Boss here. Now, I do know of a Sauce Boss from West Coast. He was Team Darkstalkers. I don't know if this is the same person. I haven't met him.
I think this is the same
So
person.
if this is actually him from West Coast, and now a lot more West Coast in this tournament too. Of course, DXP showing up as well. CV Brennicus from last year as well. I had to play him too last year. So a lot of West Coast representation again. But, you know, Sauce Boss, if this is the same guy, you are in for a treat if you haven't seen the way that this guy plays. I'm going to be super excited if this is actually the same guy. We'll see.
First character will tell us everything.
Yes, it is. Oh my goodness, let's
guy,
go. The treat's going on tonight. I love it.
So we'll see if Sauce Boss is able to take this, again, unique team of that team at Darkstalkers. Oh, I'm so glad that happened now and not later.
I'm
so
absolutely
glad that happened
absolutely,
now.
definitely got to make sure that the pads are correct. We must make sure, hey, we're still playing on PS4s, guys. I love the fact that you always have to make sure these devices are disconnected. On PS5s, you don't have to do that, but here still, you have to disconnect all of them for a potential situation just like that. Thank you. It wasn't like right at the round at the beginning or something.
Should be good to go, though. We're going to head back to character select, reselect everything, and make sure it's all good. But yeah, like we said, The Shinko obviously has the Morgan on the team, but that's not the focus here. The focus is we've got that Felicia, which we don't see often. We have that Shinko, who really only Peasy is brave enough to touch.
Yes, this is definitely the Peasy, and of course Saucepaw is very much into the Darkstalkers team itself. This team actually really works well with each other because of how well Hishenko has that assist as well, and you still have the meter build, and Felicia also could just meter build with her own special. So you have so much meter gain to use, but how to actually use it is definitely a different story.
I forget she has a key charge. I forget that she also has the mighty speech. Right through the meter is already built up 3 bars in the pocket here. Might go for the kitty helper at some point, but instead it's going to be the attempt of the bionic arm into the DHC.
All right, Felicia is now barring on life. Yep, that's it. And now the incoming, she has no gold person basically, but gonna have to take a mix up here, and that's the first hit.
Yep, clean it up. Just built that 1 bar. Zipped down, actually whiffed. So we low profile the Hawkeye. Was that intentional? You're crazy.
Oh, nice use of the Gong. The Gong is actually a very good special against someone like Spencer, where you don't really have anything to go around it. Just zipping towards it, you just get hit from it from every angle. Doesn't matter where you get the up zip though. Good conversion, should get the kill on Shenko.
Gong is another one of those moves where if that was attached to another character, people would complain about it so much.
Oh my god, like Morgan wouldn't be, speaking of Morgan wouldn't be a factor. Morgan's not going to be a factor in this set. Unfortunately, not quite able to get the full confirm, and now we're going to let Morgan play. 5 bars, 2, and X Factor spending it right now.
Second time we've just barely missed out. Full control as we take the kill. Finishing shower lives up to the name, and 1 character already out of the way for Saucepaw here.
Now Astral 3 bars. Now at any point, if you can get a little bit away from the fireballs, and this is it. You really want to make sure you mitigate some of the Astral time. And finishing shower, not quite able to get away when you have the Helm Breaker. What an answer for the snap to stay on the pressure.
He's crazy for that one, actually. So good though. And having your own X Factor, I feel like this is a huge winning situation for Young Han. Just slow and steady, no reason to overextend.
Yeah, still has a bar you can play with, and especially wants to utilize the Hawkeye arrows as much as he can with his own teleports. Doesn't even need the X Factor, goes straight into the super, and after that, Young Han taking the first one.
Love that first game. Again, getting the first couple hits, being able to ride that momentum, getting Morgan solo, because Morgan obviously extremely strong, and that, I was gonna bring that up, but I didn't know if it was gonna come up. Felicia's one of the worst characters at keeping 2 characters in a combo.
It is so difficult. You have to always optimize with like the Delta kicks, but it's also spacing too. If you don't get that second hit of the Delta kick, you're only going to hit 1, but doesn't really matter at this point. You get the grab on Spencer, and that honestly should kill. Just maybe has to spend a second meter. Oh, wait a minute, actually with the kick, the pickup with the catnip, that is actually enough. Gonna DC right into the gold, and perfect setup situation, bringing in the Astral.
And this is really the golden ticket for this team, so to speak, is this situation here. Astral Vision activated, gold armor behind it to be able to just completely maul your opponent. So smart in the situation.
Yeah, we still have finishing shower, also just to kind of lock down Hawkeye. This is still a fine situation, and Hawkeye really needs to have a lot of good situations. And it's really hard to get the hit on Morgan, and a little bit too far to make that icicle pop up off the OTG.
And it's hard too, because even if you get a Gimlet shot, a lot of times it's not worth it to spend your 1 bar for that little chunk of damage. Had to X Factor to get away from the gold armor too.
Yeah, unfortunately, Hot has to make a lot of risks here just to even catch Morgan. You have 5 bars, but you still have X Factor as coming in, especially with the gold armor on top of that. You can't just be swinging willy-nilly constantly like that.
So it's 50% of his life left over too, so there's a lot to play with here. Low pro.
Oh, that roll was insane. Almost got out of the situation there, but even with that, X Factor is still a factor here. Now going to finally spend some of his resources here, keeping Morgan at bay.
Smart decisions come again. Shell kick, not quite able to confirm, but still looking all right. Gold armor makes things a bit awkward, but we still survive.
Yeah, there's a very long-winded opening here, but finally Saucepaw locks down Hawkeye in the corner. He has no real responses to do anything on reversals. Just has to take everything Morgan can throw at him, and now ties it up 1-1. Saucepaw looks super clean there.
You just barely ships in the night as we zip past the Delta kick there. Tries to sneak in the second overhead, but can't quite find it.
All right, nice block. And of course, the arrows following up Spencer's every move with the zip. not quite able to get the hit confirmed there, but that's exactly what he wants to do, especially when Sauceboss wants to try to stay full screen and uses the 3D effect to get out of that situation. You'd never see that, especially when there's not that many Felicias that even utilize it that much.
Yeah, a little Z-axis nonsense almost works out. It's going to be Bionic Arm after the Piercer and the DHC to get the pickup here. Felicia should dive for the trouble, and now it's again these last two Darkstalker ladies to try and hold things down.
Of course, yep, just hold down with the round trip and then hard tag in for the Spencer. This mash jab, such a good incoming mix-up.
Unfortunately, Shinko was a little bit too high on the confirm, but it's still all right. Takes the kill either way, which is all that really matters in the end. And it leads us down, though, to the final boss, 5-meter Morgan.
Yeah, I mean, this could still happen, but spending the X Factor to make sure you get out of that situation. Tries to uppercut, not quite able to convert. You get the throw here, but not really much to pick up off her. Just wants to cash out the damage.
Shadow serving for a little bit, I definitely agree. Okay, all you got to be careful of, we have one Hail Mary Bionic Arm, so we really get to swing at one pitch whenever we'd like.
Not gonna even get that here. Yeah, just met up with the air H into the fireball, but of course 2 bars at X Factor with Hawkeye. It's really easy to just neutralize some of Morgan's neutral decisions, but still get the hit regardless. Sauce might actually catch in at the level 3. Oh, goes to the finishing shower. There it is.
Yeah. DP follow-up definitely good. The second level 1 wasn't going to be enough here. X Factor 3 and the meter advantage, though. Young Hot in a good position as long as we can survive the incoming, which we do.
All right, now this is a very good position for the Hawkeye, and actually uses the forward H shred to maybe like meet up for a throw, but since it's a double hit, you can hit confirm straight into it. And Young Hot kept his composure, had the X Factor, going straight into the Ant-Man. 2-1, Young Hot taking it right now over Sauceboss.
Tough situations back and forth. You can't end up in these weird Hawkeye anchor situations. I know it's tough, especially because the way your team is comprised, but Sauceboss might want to think about a snap.
Yeah, at this point, like the point Felicia, I mean, as well as he wants to do it, tries to go for the alpha counter to get out of that situation, but the Delta kick actually met up with him, and now we get into the infinite here. Do we have the Sauceboss? Oh, I spoke too soon.
Unfortunately, not quite, but we did get to take the meter, which is big against this team for sure. Young Hot finds the launcher, though, and goes for the TAC.
Oh, but the Bomber once again just misses. That's the second time Young Hot's been missing that Bomber confirmed. And now you're going to let Morgan play, and now here comes the gold armor. How do you... Oh, no, we actually just get out of that situation. Punish up on the Hawkeye assist.
Tried to clean things out, didn't quite work out, but still not too bad. The dash in low. Big attempt, finds the back throw, and of course she gets to convert this here in the corner. Not very much damage, but that meter build is really what matters. And now the knockdown situation too.
And she basically has that exact same throw like Hulk does. You eat him in the air and you can just confirm. The throw is not really where the damage comes from. It's the fact that you can convert so easily. But unfortunately, Sheko not quite able to finish out the Spencer. Now let Virgil come in with a hard tag.
Not willing to pop his X Factor there. Definitely a weird situation. I respect that. And then we find the rapid slash, so it ends up being exactly the right call.
Now Hawkeye also not really that much health. You really want to try to make sure that he stays alive, just in case things go sour. X Factor is still in play for Morgan. You really want to try to mitigate some of her neutral options and just build as much bar, but you don't even need it when you dash all the way under, and there's the X Factor.
Max distance finding the mark. Definitely the correct decision here. All down to Anchor Felicia. A long road ahead. Goes for the tag and finds the jab, but no finish.
All right, Anchor Felicia, what exactly do? We have to get things started with the Delta kick, but she is a little bit too fast to get that full confirm, and actually stays that same side. There's multiple Delta kicks she could have done, but kept it in front, but still was able to get the kill on Spencer regardless, and here comes the Kitty Helper.
Kitty Helper, for anybody that does not know, is an overhead if you're on the ground. So there's some potential pseudo and guaranteed unblockables. But unfortunately, off of the drop here, it's going to be Swords activation. And Young Hot finding the mark again, but another drop.
There's so many opportunities for Sauceboss to come back here, and definitely can do it. But here's that first hit. How do we extend? Will we actually cash out and kill? He might just be barely alive here. Yep, one more hit. Maybe the high time pickup. Not quite.
Anything will do it, though. What a cross underneath. Has to play perfect.
All right, Kitty Helper. And also, here's the thing. There's no meter for Hot. He can't just call Gimlet. He has to force a situation, but the reset off of the Kitty Helper met up with the throw. And that's going to do it. Young Hot staying true, staying alive, going through the loser side. 3-1 over Sauceboss.
Yeah, very, very smart to go aggressive there with the jump. And like you said, not having that meter for the gimlet complicates things a lot there, but a good effort from Sauce Boss. Young Hot, as we said, a player that I was not familiar with until right now, but for now, that name will stick in my mind.
Yeah, Young Hot really looking really good. Had so many sets tonight, so a lot of potential for him to go and review the footage too, see where like he could kind of clean things up a bit. If he got some of those bomber extensions,
True.
I feel like he really would have had a little bit more of like a forefront to stay in true with his own momentum. But you know, barring the drop, still played very, very well. So hopefully we get to see a little bit more of him through the loser side. So yeah, very good stuff to him.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. Another name that we'll see more and more as the day goes on, as the set goes on. But for now, that is going to be the end. But with every ending becomes a new beginning. 2 new commentators and even more Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I do want to say again, BMan, shout out to you. Appreciate you for sitting down with me, homie.
It's basically a dream come true for me. And shout outs to TNS crew. A for effort, B for man. Hopefully I'll get to see you guys next year again. This would be absolutely fantastic, but hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know how I did. I'd love to hear your feedback. But of course, for now, more Marvel action, and we'll see you guys a little bit later.
10 years of Combo Breaker